as if by magic. We're here. Let me just set up the TikTok. We like TikTok. Other one is it? TikTok Live. That's the one. Yeah, I just watched it, bro. You missed the watch along. No, the other guest is Fawad from Dots Connected to Islam. So should be fun. Yeah, so during the warm-up, I was watching the match as well. We were doing like a watch-along. Right, let's have a look. Let's get this sorted. Go live. I need to make the arena cover shit up. So we're going to go live on... Okay, so we're live on TikTok now. Everybody in the best behavior, we're live on TikTok. We know how fragile TikTok is. Right, let me just send out the invites for the boys. One second. Oh, up and then. Okay, let me just move that a second. All right, send the link. Who's that? Walaikum assalam. Yeah, I'm going to come out of it. Thank you. Huh? Inshallah. Inshallah. All right, I'll sort that. Walaikum assalam. That's a good reminder, that. And I'm still in Discord call. Okay. Yeah, just thought I'd give, everyone was talking to me about this Fawad, saying how good he is and such. So I've decided that let's give him a shot. Just a quick one on TikTok. We're live on YouTube. You can come onto YouTube and you can join in the conversation, but you can't join the conversation from TikTok. Zubair's here. Okay, I'm going to make you a mod, Zubair. All right, there you go. So you're a mod now on TikTok, sir. I think. Is that, yeah. Is it toast and beans? No. It's sweet and sour chicken. We'll bring the link in a minute. Okay, yeah, we'll put the link out. Why not? Yeah, Man United won. Yes. Yeah, go on, Stephen. What's your question, mate? You can ask kind of thing at the moment in the chat, but when the arena starts, you have to come to the arena. But while I'm just eating my dinner, I'm waiting for the guests. One second, let me just pin that link. Okay, so the link is pinned. Johan, we're not going to have you, mate. With your Hindu nonsense. Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
How are you, my brother?
Alhamdulillah, you?
Did I wake you up?
Nah. I was busy doing some work, really.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
nice to have you back on the arena, bro.
Thanks. Good to be back.
Alhamdulillah. I'm going to let this guy start with you.
Okay. All right.
Hello. Hi. How are you guys?
Not too bad. Yourself?
Yeah, I'm okay. Thank you. Yeah, so I claim to be able to actually disprove Allah if you say Allah has foreknowledge and free will. So we start with assuming that a God with foreknowledge exists, but that a God with foreknowledge and free will is impossible. So if God knows he creates Adam, for instance, then he can't choose to not create Adam. And I can explain why he can't not create Adam, right? So he can't not create Adam because if you say he knows he creates Adam and he doesn't create Adam, that's a negation. It's a logical contradiction. So he's basically forced to create Adam. But even if I gave you that he doesn't create Adam, then you've just destroyed God's foreknowledge because what God knew for certain was wrong. Do you get that?
No, I don't, because you're assuming that God only knows what, the reality that is happening, or that will happen. That's not what we believe. We believe that Allah knows the potentialities of all that could happen, but there is only one, to put it mildly, one timeline that will occur, right? So, and at the end of the day, it doesn't negate free will, right? So, for example, even for us, just because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows all that we do, it doesn't mean that we don't have free will. It doesn't mean that we are forced to do anything. Likewise, Allah is not forcing himself. I mean, it's impossible to force yourself to do something. This is always a choice. Right? You can never say
Sorry,
that.
I'm saying salam and I'm muted. Assalamu alaikum, boys. Welcome, Fawad. Welcome, Ramzi.
So, yeah, it's there's a flaw in your logic here, because to say that someone is forcing themselves to do something, it makes no sense. It's, at the end of the day, it's a choice. You can use it as a euphemism, right? Oh, I forced myself to do this, I forced myself to get up today to go to work. I didn't really want to, but the reality is you still made a choice, right? So I don't follow your logic at all.
Okay, so prior to or before God does something, he knows he does something, right? So he knows as you put it, the timeline. He knows which one it's going to be. Yeah, prior in the timeless sense, from his position outside the time, he knows which one it's going to be. So he has to do that one. Sorry?
No, he doesn't have to.
Yes, he does, because if he doesn't do it, it's a negation, so it's impossible for him not to. Even if I give you that he doesn't do it, then what he knew was false. That he'd create Adam, for instance, was false if he doesn't do what he knows he's going to do. So there's only one, in the context of creating Adam, there's only one thing that he can possibly do, and that's create Adam. In the context of creating Adam, he can't not create Adam. Do you get that?
I think I understand the dilemma. Okay, so yeah, it's this false, yeah, definitely false dilemma. So from a human perspective, you see, we often think of time in a straight line, right? As in there's past, present, future for us, right? But for God, God is outside of time and space. For him, everything is happening in an eternal now. You see what I mean? So when God knows he'll create Adam or whatever that he's going to do, he's not predicting the future. Rather, he's seeing something that's happening like true in that particular moment and in all moments. You see? So God's omniscience, because I think your argument from what I recall, I just joined, right? Basically, you're saying that God's omniscience and free will, they're contradictory.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So that would be true in case of a human, but for an omniscient being, an all-powerful entity like that is outside of time and space, that would not be true, because for him, as I said, everything is happening in eternal now. He doesn't have something that he thinks will happen in the future that he's predicting. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, but a God with foreknowledge and free will is impossible, so he can't be outside of time, inside of time, or in any possible world or reality. It's like saying a God who can create a married bachelor or can make 1 + 1 = a billion is outside of time, thus he can do that. Same reasoning, he can't have foreknowledge or free will if he's outside of time. It's impossible. And I've demonstrated that to you. But
no, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the creator of time. Time is a creation, right? So the concept of time, in of itself, it's a creation. So Allah is not within his creation. So Allah is not affected by time himself, right? Nor is he subject to it. Hamza, you're muted.
Am I muted now?
No, you're fine now.
Very good, yeah.
Let me give you a dumbed down understanding. Okay, so for Allah, for God, there's no past, present, and future. Understand? Do you accept that or not?
No, because a God with foreknowledge and free will is impossible.
No.
So
do you understand the point? There's no past, present, or future for God, or not?
If I accept that there's a God with foreknowledge and he's outside
No,
of time...
no, forget that.
Yes.
Before that. Do you accept there's no past, present, or future for God? Yes or no? If you don't understand that basic principle, the conversation's over.
I already actually said yes at the end of the last sentence.
So you do believe, right? Yes, what?
What do you mean, yes, what?
What are you saying yes to?
That there's past, present, and future. For God, there's no past, present, and future. He's outside of time.
So if there's no past, present, and future, why do you keep saying foreknowledge?
No, but he still knows what happens within time, even though he's outside of time.
But there's no future. But we just say there's no past, present, or future.
Look, there's a difference between what Allah, time for Allah and time for us. So when Allah speaks about his foreknowledge regarding the creation, this is what's going to happen in time. Whereas for him, his choices are not bound within a time frame, right? This is what we're trying to say to you. So when Allah makes a decision, right, to do something or wills to create something, it is not something that is happening in the future. It is something that's happening in the now. Because for Allah, time is not linear.
Yes, you're saying it's happening. His choice and his knowledge is happening simultaneously.
Sorry, say that again.
His choice and his knowledge is what you're trying to say is happening simultaneously.
It's all eternal. Yeah, it's all eternal.
Right, but he still has to do what he knows he does because he can't not do it. That's my question. Could be
no. The question doesn't fit the attributes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's why we're saying it's a false dilemma. You're attributing something to Allah which we do not affirm for him, because he doesn't affirm it for himself, and the Prophet ﷺ doesn't affirm it for him. So when we say Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is outside time, he's the creator of time, and he is not bound by it, which means his choices are not bound by time. So which means it cannot be a future that he knows it's not going to be a decision that he knows he's going to make in the future. Therefore, it must be done. It is something that is not in the future. It's something there and then. Allah makes a decision and he acts on it, right? And this is an aspect of Tawheed that the scholars have mentioned, quite intensely.
So even though I give you it's the there and then, as you say, he still has to do it because he knows he does it. Whether
he's made a choice. Right? It's like for me, it's like to give an analogy. If I decide now, right, to drink some water, right, then yeah, I'm gonna have to do it because I've made the decision, right? So it's not a force. Yeah? At the end of the day, you still got to understand once you can't force yourself to do something, right? You make a choice to do something. How can you ever explain that Allah, or anyone is forced to do something of their own free will? That makes no sense.
It does make sense. But,
God's omniscience, it reflects God's free choice. It doesn't reflect him being locked into that decision, right? And then we also explained to you the perception of time. So what you're saying, yeah, that would make sense if time, if God observed time as you and we do, but God is outside of time and space, right? So for him, it wouldn't apply to God.
It would apply to God, even though he's outside of time. It still applies.
Ramsey, you got anything to say to this guy?
I'm sorry?
You got anything to say to this guy?
Well, I was just going to add very simply that you keep acknowledging God is outside of time and space, but then you keep,
behaving like he's in time and space.
Exactly, right. You keep on you're kind of like, I'm acknowledging God's not within time and space, but I'm applying the rules of time and space to him. It sounds like you're accepting it in word, but not in principle.
No, what I'm doing is I've already said that a God can't be outside of space. Yeah, if he has full knowledge and free will, that's impossible. What I'm giving you is.
Do you believe in God? Do you believe in God?
I don't see the correlation. Okay.
Anyway, don't worry. Do you believe in God?
No.
Hey.
Do I? No, I know there's no Allah for certain. If you say he has full knowledge and free will,
Is it? All right.
yes.
Right.
We don't care. We don't care. We really don't. There's only so much you can do, isn't there? Seriously, there's only so much you can do.
The problem he has is
he was on Dawah Wise, I think, recently. Is that
yeah, that because you go around asking the same stupid questions.
Okay.
We don't really. It's not. Just because you can't comprehend something doesn't mean that thing's not true. It just means you can't comprehend it. So what? But if you can't comprehend a basic principle and premise as to what we believe, you can't then go on further, making basically a claim or an attack based upon that premise you don't understand.
Yeah, he doesn't understand what we believe in. Allah, how Allah operates at all, and it makes an argument and conclusion from it, and then and he, subhanallah, it's
anyway. That's one deluded person, and welcome to Sam. This is numero 2. Sam.
Hey, Hamza.
How you doing, mate, with your disingenuous, meek and mild question? And anyway, welcome to the arena. Speak to the boys.
Okay, thank you for adding me once again, and good evening, everyone. So I'm honestly trying to find truth by asking these questions. I'm not here to argue, but I really want to understand Islam. I am a Christian, and one of the challenges I have with Islam is I don't see a continuity from the salvation God started through the Israelites and the prophecies in which he mentioned that he would be sending the Messiah to provide salvation to the Gentiles. The reason being, because I know in Islam there is the concept of a Messiah, but the reason being that the characterization of the God of Israel, it's entirely different in many ways from that of Allah. And I can explain more about that, but I just wanted to just start with that. So that's the major issue I have with Islam, because I don't see that.
Just before you continue, so is your premise that Allah is not the God of Abraham?
Yes, yeah, exactly. So
right.
I don't find sufficient evidence that Allah is the God of Abraham, because of certain characteristics, and I'm willing to go into more details. But I just wanted to give you guys a chance to respond.
Why don't you believe that Allah is the God of Abraham?
So a couple of reasons. I think the first one would be the nature of the God of Abraham. One is that he refers to himself as a father. He had sons, because the Bible, the Old Testament, talks about sons of God in multiple places, so it won't be subject to corruption. Also refers to children of Israel as his children, his firstborn. He begets in the book of Psalms. He enters creation, and also he says that according to the Jewish tradition, that there is no marriage in heaven, but in the Islamic heaven there are creatures that will be spouses to Muslim men. So those are the challenges I have, and I don't see that continuation with Islam.
Okay, just before we get into this, it's a perfect time to say that in literally just under 3 weeks' time, me and Brother Fawad will be starting a new series. It's going to be for several years, right? This project, where we are going to absolutely dissect the Old Testament and show the people that what they believe regarding it, in terms of its history, its theology, its textual tradition, you name it. It's not what you think it is, right? But we'll give you a little bit of a taste of it here, right?
Okay.
And there will be comparisons with the Quran as well regarding that. So it would be
how will I be able to attend?
Just 1 second, just before you continue that. Okay. So you don't believe Allah is the God of Abraham, yeah?
Yeah, I don't have sufficient evidence to believe.
Oh, okay, then pay attention.
Oh, Hamza, I don't think. Okay.
Just pay attention.
Because I know
Muslims believe in Allah. Would you care to mention anything?
Yeah, I did before. I'll do now also. Allah is taken from the name from Alaka. Alaka, which is, we use that word all the time. We have the same God as the Arabs. We believe in the same God, in one God. So it's a paradox. See, the Christians believe in the Trinity, whatever that's supposed to mean, but it's a part of it is their God, who's the JC we call her, but that's not our belief at all. We're not allowed to believe anything like that, and we're in better terms with the Christians generally than with the Arabs, generally speaking. But we have in common, we believe in the same God. Right? As a matter of fact, I was speaking once to Moshe Feinstein, the greatest rabbi of our generation. He said, Allah, that's the Arabs' God, the same God that we have. He wasn't afraid to talk about it. They have the same God. But Allah means God, the Alukah that we say, and they believe in the one God who created the world.
Was there an event that made the Muslims break away and change the name of God to whatever?
Didn't change the name of God. It's Allah, that's the name of the God. They didn't break away from any. Why did they break away? They come from the children of Abraham, of Yishmael. We come from Yitzchak, and they come from Yishmael.
Okay, so you heard, according to the great... One second. No, shut up. Okay, according to the greatest rabbi of our generation, according to this rabbi, that
that's a fallacy.
Will you shut up when I'm talking, please?
Okay.
You just shut up when I'm talking, please.
All right, no problem.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so basically, according to the greatest rabbi of their generation, they have no issues in believing that Allah is the God of Abraham. Yeah? And they've got no issues with this. Now, it's amazing when Christians come along, start banging on about, oh, Allah's a different God and whatever, where your Arabic Bible calls God Allah, and the Jews have no issue with recognizing Allah as God. So is that not evidence for you? And if not, why not?
Okay. Hamza, can I respond, please?
Shut up. Just flipping talk.
Okay, all right, thank you.
See, this is what I'm saying to you, this disingenuous, meek and mild.
No,
I asked you a question. The obvious thing to do is answer the question. You don't get asked a question and go, may I answer your question, please?
All right, no problem.
Come on, man.
All right, no problem. I'm sorry.
I don't fall for this act, mate. I don't fall for this act. So deal with what you're asked, please.
No problem. I don't want to trigger any, emotions from this. I'm just...
Oh, shut up and answer the question.
All right. So I feel like this is a fallacy. It's called a fallacy, which is an appeal to authority. we can't exalt the opinion of a scholar or a Jewish scholar for that matter over that of the truth of the scriptures. And so that's the essence of having
Oh, sorry. Your scripture is more authoritative than the Jewish rabbi, yeah? Is that what you're saying?
Wait, hold on.
I'm not even referring to like Christian
1 second.
scriptures.
Sam, just 1 second. The fact that 30 million Arab Christians call God Allah is not an appeal to an authority. That's reality, right?
No, I wasn't talking about that. I was talking about the video. I can explain that as well.
Let me finish. That's not just one lone Jewish rabbi. This is not some minority opinion among Jews, right? Jews recognize Muslims as people who are saved, as Noahides, right? This is not, how to say, some minority like fringe opinion. If it was, you'd have a point, but it doesn't, so you don't, or it isn't, so you don't. So
okay, can I give you an analogy?
And it's not based on authority. The thing is, the rabbis mention this by exegeting the text that you claim to believe in.
Yeah, but the rabbis could be biased, and when we have unbiased intellectual conversations, we can.
Stop. The rabbi is biased.
The rabbi, no, I didn't say is. I said could be biased. Could be biased by trying to portray Christianity.
It's not just
having unbiased.
Oh, okay, Sam. It's not just this rabbi. It's the greatest rabbi of this generation, according to the Jewish rabbis.
Yeah, but it's still an appeal to authority. We should be able to look into.
It's an appeal to.
Let me ask him. So, whose opinion would you? So, who would you take if the Arabic Bible calls God Allah? Is that enough?
It's not enough. I can explain why.
Okay, so just to be clear, hold on. No, I don't need analogies. The greatest rabbis on earth, not enough. The Arabic Bible, not enough. So what do you want? Do you want? I swear to God, if Jesus himself was to say Allah is God, I swear to God, you still wouldn't believe him.
No, I think that is why we have a brain. We can have discussions. Let's interact. Let's have respectful dialogue.
Sam, please do me a favor. You can cut the happy act. All right, do me a favor. Just what will you accept? Because here's the problem. You're saying let's have a conversation, but you're rejecting everything. Maybe it's just because it doesn't fit your agenda. I get it, but that's convenient. You don't take the Arabic Bible. 30 million Arab Christians, that's not enough. Greatest Jewish hold on 1 second. The Jewish rabbis is not enough for you. The Arabic Bible is not enough for you. What do you want?
Okay, can I ask you this question? Let me give an analogy.
So Hamza, I don't need an analogy. Please just tell me what you want. Sam, I don't want an analogy. What do you want? What source will you accept?
I want truth. And I believe that by interacting, by discussing, God will reveal truth to us. That's
okay, well, Sam, you're that's a non-response. What source will you accept? The Arabic Bible is not enough for you. Jewish rabbis, authoritative Jewish rabbis are not. Hold on. Okay. The Arabic Bible is not enough. Jewish rabbis are not enough. What do you want?
So we can consider multiple sources from reputable individuals. Let's say, for example, the Jewish scholar. But also, let's also look into the scriptures ourselves, and then let's compare what they have to say to see.
You just tell me what you want, for God's sake.
I want the truth. Why? I'm not discarding entirely the opinion. I'm not entirely.
Sam, I have a simple question. Okay.
But can I just give the analogy why I don't believe that because the Arabic version
all I've asked
of
Sam,
God is Allah is the same as
clear. Sam, you're like that person who goes to the restaurant, hates everything on the menu, but refuses to leave the restaurant. It's like very simple. Jewish rabbi is not enough. Arabic Bible is not enough. I'm asking you for God's sake, what do you want? If you don't want anything, then just like leave the restaurant.
What I truly want is God. What I truly want is God, and I believe that by interacting with human beings and getting their authority and considering their opinions, I can arrive at truth from God.
Then Islam. The thing is, sorry, Ramsey. Sorry. The thing is, Sam. If you want God, then accept Islam. Right? It's that simple. Because
but I need to have a discussion with you first to understand. I have questions.
Hold on a second. The most perplexing thing, the most confusing thing that you said is that I don't see the God of Israel and the God of Abraham in the Quran, right? Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in Surah Al-Baqarah, ayah 136, it says, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, قولوا آمنا بالله وما أنزل إلينا وما أنزل إلى إبراهيم وإسماعيل وإسحاق ويعقوب والأسباط وما أوتي موسى وعيسى وما أوتي النبيون من ربهم لا نفرق بين أحد منهم ونحن له مسلمون. Right? Say, oh believers, we believe in Allah and what has been revealed to us, the Muslims, right? Be in the Quran, and what was revealed to Ibrahim, Ismail, Ishaq, Isaac, Yaqub, Jacob, wal asbat, the descendants of these prophets, right? And what was given to Musa, Moses, and to Isa, Jesus, alayhum salam, and the other prophets from their lords, right? To all the prophets, right? We make no distinction between any of them, and to Allah we submit. When nahnu lahu muslimun, right? To Allah, to God, we submit. And the interesting thing is what you're doing here, rejecting the authority of the.
Can I just say something? I'm so sorry.
No, because but the reason I need to finish.
Okay.
Look, the reason I need to finish is because you're talking to us like, oh, Islam and Allah, He's not the same God as the God of.
Well, I need us to discuss. I have reasons why I don't think that's the case, and I'm sorry if it's a trivial conversation, but you mentioned your reason. So the thing is that it's secular reasoning. Like you're saying that Allah is the same as the God of
no.
Says that He. So because we should be able to discuss to really find, because one could impersonate Hamza, for example. And
let's talk about circular reasoning. Let's talk about circular reasoning.
The nature, the characteristics of Hamza for him to know if he truly is Hamza.
Let's talk about
he has the same name. I'm sorry if I'm cutting you. I'm going to allow you to talk. I'm sorry about that.
Yeah, I mean, here's the problem. I asked him like 10 times what source, what does he want, and he still hasn't given it.
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying completely
you're not going to get a straight answer.
He's not going to give a straight answer.
No, I know that. That's why I'm not interested.
He's talking about objective truth.
Intellectually.
Look, the thing is, Sam,
and it's a major concern to me.
Sam, look, I'm going to be honest with you, right? Every single person on this panel is educated and understands to make a distinction between those who are sincere and those who are insincere. Okay, so do yourself a favor, right? Don't try to put on a facade, right? If you want to learn, right? If you want an answer, then let us answer, right? And pay attention. Hold on a second. And pay attention to what is being said. Okay. When we're talking about this, right? You talked about circular reasoning. The thing is, the reason you reject Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is because of circular reasoning, because it's in the Bible. The Bible says this, the Bible says that. What we are saying is not circular reasoning, right? We're saying you are trying to say that the Quran does not live up to what you perceive to be the God of Israel or the God of Abraham because of your circular reasoning. And I'm showing you from the Quran, because that's what you're questioning, that it is. And the subhanAllah, when you're talking about appeal to authority and this, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala addresses what you are doing right now.
Okay, let's give him an opportunity to ask his question. And Fawad is going to answer.
Inshallah.
Let's hear your question, Sam.
Okay. So can you provide evidence to me as to why you think that the God of the Israelites is the same as Allah? And can I respond when you provide the points?
Why does it have
because
to be? You talked about...
Because, okay, can I respond or should I keep quiet? Okay.
One second. You talked about reaching an objective truth, right?
Yes.
Okay, so why do you have to then appeal to the Bible for that?
Yes. Because both religions, there are three Abrahamic religions, both religions point to one singular entity, which some might refer to as Allah, some might refer to God in different languages. But one entity, one God, which I believe obviously makes sense based on logically would expect that there has to be one God, one singular entity. Right, so that is logical, right? Yep. And the three religions believe in that one singular entity. So it makes sense that we have to look at earlier scriptures to see how there is a continuation from that singular entity up to what we have today. And I'm saying that Islam doesn't have a consistent continuation. It only makes assumptions that can't be proven that this singular entity, this gospel, these messages were
So see, again, now you're appealing to the scriptures again. You're doing exactly what you accused us of doing. Right, circular reasoning. I asked you objectively. So let's define God. That would be actually establishing an objective criteria, and then we can see if Islam lives up to it, or the Bible or the Jewish scriptures live up to it. Right? Define God to me, please.
All-knowing, omniscient, omnipresent, omnipotent entity.
Perfect. So you know the 112th chapter of the Quran, right?
Yes. No, I don't know that, but I can check it.
Okay. So we say God is one and only, right? He is eternal. He's absolute. right? And he does not beget, nor is he begotten, right? Tell me objectively, what do you have a problem with any of those 4 lines that I just said?
That would have been
objectively. Don't appeal to your Bible. Don't tell me God needs to have a child because it says in the Bible, right? Objectively, tell me what is wrong with any of these 4 things that I just told you.
Based on what you have said, just objective without looking at the earlier scriptures and their own.
Again, you're appealing to earlier scriptures. I don't care about earlier scriptures.
There's no problem with that. Without appealing, there's no problem with that. Yes, it does make sense.
Perfect. Okay, so objectively now, you and I, we have decided that there's nothing wrong with the 4 lines that I just described God to you by, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so what is your next argument now?
So the next problem would be, in trying to understand Islam, it's very hard for me to completely neglect the previous scriptures and to logically understand why.
So do you see the dilemma? Do you see the dilemma that you're stuck in? Again and again, you have to appeal to your scriptures.
But
so again, you're doing exactly what you accused us of doing. That is circular reasoning, my friend, right? You and I, we should be able to step outside of our scriptures and define a criteria, an objective criteria for truth. Be it a prophethood, be it what God should be like, what his attributes should be, and what a divine scripture should look like, right? So now that we've defined God, that we've defined God in an objective way, now tell me, what do you think an objective criteria should be for prophethood of God?
Prophethood.
Not
I feel
of
like
God.
whatever the message from the prophet would be should align with the nature of God, his morality, and should give us a revelation of who God is, because I would believe that it would be God's messages would not contradict his nature. So that's what I would expect. Yeah.
So what do you think a true prophet of God, how should he reflect the revelation of God? Like, what type of characteristics does he have to have? He has to be an utmost moral character. Would you agree?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So that is something that you actually don't find in the Bible. Almost all of your Old Testament prophets, they were like psychopath. They were maniacs, killing people. Right? They ordered the killing of innocent babies, women. Right? On top of that, they committed incest, adultery, stuff that you should not be able to associate with a prophet of God.
Idolatry.
Exactly.
Can I say something,
like Solomon?
There's a challenge I have with that, and I'm being very honest at this point, because it is consistent with Christian theology that because of the original sin, that we are all imperfect, and God chooses to give his grace to whoever he wills.
So again, do you see like how every step of the way you have to appeal back to scriptures?
I'm saying, sorry, I just wanted to finish it because I didn't finish what I was saying. But I don't think it's consistent with Islamic theology if we can point out to certain areas in which Muhammad might have slacked morally. It won't be consistent with Islamic theology that God would use an imperfect entity because of the absence of the original sin. I don't know if you get my issue.
So do you think Muhammad, peace be upon him, he has done anything that your Old Testament prophets did not do? Point one thing to me that you cannot find your Old Testament prophets
consistent with, like, if we were to consider Christianity.
Look, consistency is another thing. We're talking about his morality, right?
Okay, based
his
on an
Islamic,
from an Islamic perspective, right? If we were to look at it from an Islamic perspective, then it will make sense that it doesn't make sense for God to have used prophets who were immoral, right? But we have to first of all prove that Muhammad was not immoral.
But I did not appeal to Islam here. You and I, we both agreed that a prophet of God, he has to be objectively, he has to be an utmost moral character. He must have that because he's the one leading a nation. Correct?
But don't I need
he's the one bringing, he's the representative of God.
Don't I need a religion? I know objectively, I get what you're saying. It does make sense. But at the end of the day, I still have to fall into one category as a religion, and then I
perfect. Now that we have agreed on the characteristics of God, right, and the characteristics of a prophet, right? Now let's move to the third criteria: Scripture. What do you think a true Scripture of God should look like?
If it's something that, let's say, God writes with his own hands, for example, like the tablets of stones in the Quran, then I would expect that it should remain as it is until, like, for generations to generations, right?
Perfect. So
yes.
so it should be preserved, right?
Exactly. If it's something that he writes
Okay.
with his own hands, but if it's written with humans or passed through humans, I would expect that human errors might lead to a little bit of variance or issues. I don't know.
Perfect. So by that standard, you should actually reject all of the other scriptures around the world because they all are written by men, or at least they don't even claim to be written by a divine source directly.
Yeah.
You, at best, you can say they're inspired by God,
Right.
as you guys believe about Bible, right?
Well,
Now,
can I ask you a question, Fawad? Sorry to
Sure.
cut you, sir. Is there any scripture that was written by God and still exists today?
I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
Is there any scripture that was written by God and still exists today?
Yes, the Quran.
Written with God's hands, like the tablets
Why
of
does he?
stones?
You mean God has to write it with his own hands? Why does he have to write it with
So
his own
what I
hands?
was saying
Why
is that
can't he
God's
reveal
word
it?
passing through mediums, human beings, is subject to
No,
human errors,
there are ways.
variance.
There are ways how we can ensure, or how he
Mhm.
can actually ensure. If he's the creator of all of this reality, right?
Mhm.
He should be able to preserve it any way he wants. If that's how he wanted, he would have done it.
The
But
answer to your question, the answer to your question is no. Okay.
Yeah. Right. Okay. So next thing, the scripture should be free from errors and contradictions. Do you agree? Sam? Hello?
Yoo-hoo.
Okay.
Sam,
Sam?
you still there?
I think he's cutting out. I can hear some static.
Say Allahu Akbar.
Hello.
Oh, it's terrible. I'll be honest with you, these two came in the warm-up, but they were terrible, terrible argumentation.
No.
But I wanted to present them to you guys. I wanted to see
I like
how.
the path Fawad was taking him down.
Yes.
You know what it demonstrated? It demonstrated that all he was appealing to earlier was just because. You notice how he said that rabbi was biased, this, that, the other. When push comes to shove, you realize he's just talking from his bias. Because objectively, nothing wrong with our concept of God, nothing wrong with Muhammad Sallallahu prophethood. It's all just, well, Quran contradicts the Bible, and that's it.
That's basically their argumentation, which brings us to the question: is why is the Bible reliable? Okay, this guy said he embarrassed you twice today. For what? So get ready. I'm sure
Today?
Apparently,
I haven't even spoken to anybody today.
They're so deluded, man.
Oh, are you writing a double life that we don't know of?
In his mind, he probably thinks it was today. I'm sure he said that in the conversation.
Hello.
Hello, Sheldon.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
Sheldon.
Nice.
What's up, Sheldon? How are you
Sheldon
doing?
and his nonsense. Honestly, it's like like remember Play School back in the day. Say, let's look through the nonsense window today. What shall we see? It's Sheldon. All right, Sheldon, what's your nonsense, mate?
Oh, okay. So I had a question. Is the Quran makes kind of like an argument to the people who claim that God would have a son by saying, "How can he have a son if he doesn't have a consort?" Correct?
Uh-huh. But what's his argument?
I'm sorry.
I don't know what he's like. Just make your point, man. Flipping out.
Well, my question is, if that's the case, then why was it so easy for Allah to give Mary a child when she didn't have a consort? Like, why can't he just do that? Like, do you understand the point that I'm trying to make?
Okay, so can you show us the verse? Like, I don't even know what you're talking
No,
about.
I think I know what he's talking about. I think I know what he's talking about. He's talking about. Sorry, we have me resaying something?
No, go for it.
Well, no. Here's the problem. As far as I'm aware, I can pull it up. As far as I'm aware, there is a verse of the Quran, I think, that states, how can Allah basically have a child when he has no mate, right? And what they take from this is, hey, you know what? Mary was able to give birth without a mate. So why can't Allah do the same? It's the problem with this question is that you're confusing two things. You're confusing what God does with what God is. Okay, so having children by definition is something that isn't befitting of God's majesty. It's sort of like saying, I can make mistakes. God can't make mistakes. I can do something God can't. It's like making mistakes. Eating, sleeping. These kind of things. These things are not befitting of God. These things don't apply to God. Having children, giving birth, creating someone else like you is not something that befits God. So it's not that oh, Mary can do something God can't. Mary does. It's that God Almighty caused a miracle through Mary, but then this miracle is not something that would be fitting of God Himself to do. Because it's again, God Almighty having a child is not befitting of His majesty. So it's not that God can't do something. This very thing contradicts who He is.
Also,
Okay, yeah,
for
I
God to
respect that.
have
I respect that.
Sheldon, for God to have a son, right? He will have to have not a human mate. He would have to have what? A female deity, correct?
Well, not necessarily so. Not if you
Why?
think that he could do everything by his own power. So the main point of the
Why
argument
would it
is
be?
that
Why would it be a? One second. Why would it be a son?
why would it be a son?
Yeah. So if God created some entity, why would He call it His son?
It's just His will, man. I don't know.
So
I
we're
can
just
tell you
talking.
why
No,
God doesn't.
but what is the son? What is the son?
Well, by our definition, it's a male child.
Male child. Okay. So what Fawad just said to you is if God's going to have a son, a God son, then He would have a God wife.
Exactly.
Because where would the God son? Why if there's no wife involved? Why would there be a God son? Why would it be a son?
See, in the verse, that's what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is basically pointing out to you, right? And also, Sheldon, why does He need to have a son?
Well, He doesn't necessarily need to.
Exactly, and that's the problem, right?
But
If He does not need to have a son, then why do you guys keep insisting that He must have a son? Why?
I never made that assumption.
Well, Christians say that all the time. So I'm asking you, why does God need to have a son? I
didn't make
as a
that
human-
statement. Hey, Irenaeus said that Jesus is created. Does that mean that every Christian believes that? No. So why are you asking me that question?
No, that's a separate issue. I'm asking you, why does God need to have a son?
I'm telling you, I never made that claim. So I don't understand why you're asking me.
I know, I'm asking that question from you. Why does God need to have a son? Why does an all-powerful entity need to have a son?
All right, you got to take that up with the people that believe that.
So I am taking up with you because you believe in that.
To be fair,
I never made that claim.
To be fair, first ascertain what he believes before challenging, because you know these Christians, they've got all
No,
weird.
I know him. I've spoken to him so many times.
All right, so no, but for the benefit of the crowd, ask him:
Okay.
does he believe God
Go
has
ahead.
to have a son? And then you can challenge his position.
Okay, so Sheldon, does God need to have a son?
No.
No.
Okay, so there you go. If he does not need to have a son, then he's all good on his own. So it's what is the argument from you Christians again and again about God not having a son in the Quran? Why does he need to have a son?
The argument that I came with isn't that the argument that I came with isn't that God doesn't have a son in the Quran. I mean, I don't really care about whether or not he has a son. If you guys believe that he doesn't need a son or that that doesn't befit him, go ahead, have that belief. My main thing, though, is that when the angel speaks to Mary, he basically says that it is easy for Allah to do something like this. Yet Allah says that he would need something in order to do it himself.
Sheldon.
Do you understand?
No, you misunderstood me. Okay. Just
this is a polemic.
We're talking about a human woman giving birth, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. You've got to understand we're not in your paradigm, mate. Okay. We don't think
I respect that.
we don't think this child was God, a God or God. Okay. It's a human child. This is what we believe. Oh, okay. But if you're saying God has a son, this would be something else. This is the whole point. Do you understand or not?
All right, well,
A prime example, I've said this many, many times, and I'll repeat it because I don't mind. Even if it's not for you, I'm sure someone will. For me, the birth of John the Baptist was more miraculous than the birth of Jesus. For me. Yeah, and the reason I say this is because according to what you believe as Christians, that John the Baptist was born and his mother was barren. She had no eggs.
Yeah.
She had no eggs. Okay. You can't get pregnant if you've got no eggs. Simple. Okay. Now, the reason why I believe her pregnancy is more miraculous than Mary's pregnancy is you could fake Mary's pregnancy. You could fake it. You could say, no, she's not slept with anyone, but she may have. You could fake it. You couldn't fake John the Baptist. Yeah, you can't fake an egg. If she's pregnant and she had no eggs, this is truly a miracle.
And the fact that she was so old and got pregnant.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But you could fake Mary's, as the Jews claimed. They said she's a bastard son of a Roman. He's a bastard son of a Roman. Yeah. So we know that, and the people said, "Oh, Mary, what have you done?" Yeah, because you could fake this thing. Okay. So for me, the miracle of no egg is more miraculous than the miracle of no sperm. Me personally. And for me, when I look the way Allah creates, He creates Adam with nothing. He creates John the Baptist without a mother, and He creates Jesus without. He just shows us different ways of creating. It's not the biggest of deals. So I don't know what you're so focused on it for.
Okay, so yeah, so I will admit you guys answered that pretty well. Thank you. But another question I have. What?
When are you going to accept Islam?
Well, Sheldon's still holding on to the teat of Paul. Don't worry.
Oh, calm down there, pal. Calm down.
Don't worry.
Calm down.
Paul, don't worry. I'm going to deal with that, mate.
Sheldon, accept Islam. You know it's the truth. Every time you come on, your questions are answered. And
Hold on, I have one more or two more questions.
No, that's my question. When are you going to?
Is it as stupid as the last question?
I wouldn't say, but I mean.
All right. Let's see. Okay. I'll give you an opportunity to ask your next stupid question.
And if you guys assume that it's stupid or think that it's stupid, then we can just pass it.
I won't just think it's stupid. I'll tell you why it's stupid. I'll be fair.
Okay. All right. So, do you believe that something can be considered illogical if it's done by the power of God?
What do you mean?
So what I mean is, if you let's take the creation of man. You guys, if I'm not mistaken, the Quran speaks that Adam was made from clay, correct?
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So to somebody who, doesn't know anything about Islam or doesn't know anything about the Quran or about God or anything, would that not seem illogical to them?
Why would it be illogical?
To assume that life would be made from something that has no life in it?
What is life made of?
What I'm trying to say is, well, what would your answer
What is life made
be?
of? No. Let's establish this. What makes life life? What gives life in this universe?
Well, my answer would be God.
No, within this universe, what gives life to this universe that allows it to have life in it?
Well, you mean you asked me from like a scientific standpoint or something?
Yeah, scientific standpoint, yeah.
Well, I would assume that the answer would be water.
No, the answer would be carbon.
Carbon?
Yeah.
Organic.
Oh, yeah, that does make sense because every life form is a carbon-based life form. Okay.
Yes. Without carbon, you can't have a life-giving universe. Yeah.
Okay.
And then we could look at mud or soil or whatever, and we look at its common element will be carbon.
Plus, the thing is, I think also he was confusing illogical and miraculous. So, not having an explanation for something doesn't equal it being illogical. It's not illogical for an all-powerful God who created life, for example, to create a child with only a mother, or a child with only a father,
or a flying donkey.
There you go. Yeah.
Or a talking snake.
Right. What do you call it? I was thinking of the next example. Also, kind of no. Look, it's not illogical for the origin of life to create life in a way that we can't explain. But that's not illogical. Now, an example of something illogical would be the creator of the heavens and earth having a son. That would be illogical. The all-powerful, perfect creator having a son. That would be illogical because it doesn't befit his majesty. It contradicts his attributes. But for example, the creator creating, for example, human beings from clay or what have you, that's not illogical. It doesn't contradict any of God's attributes.
But I'll tell you what is illogical. God creating a square triangle.
That would be illogical because it's contradictory. It's a contradiction.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So that's
not necessarily so.
Oh, are you saying that a square triangle can exist?
Yes. The reason for it being is that
how can a square be a triangle? One second. Define a triangle. Define what makes a triangle a triangle.
Well, I'm not an expert in things of that nature, but I would
Oh,
assume
shut
that
up!
what makes a triangle a triangle is
You've just
3 points and 3 sides.
made the claim that a square triangle can exist, and you can't even define a triangle. Define a
Well,
square
no.
triangle. Define a square triangle.
Or just a square. How about that?
No. He says a square triangle can exist. So define this square triangle. What would a square triangle look like? How many sides would a square triangle have?
Well, I can't answer that because
Well, you just said it
square
could
triangle
exist.
doesn't exist.
No. But if it did exist, how many sides would it have?
I can't tell you that because it doesn't exist.
The point is, it can't exist, Sheldon.
It
That's the point.
can't exist.
It can't exist. That's the idea.
Well,
Do you believe a married
listen.
bachelor can exist?
No, not necessarily so.
Why not?
Well, they're contradictory to each other.
Why are they contradictory to each other?
Because one title is the title for somebody who is not married.
Exactly.
Title-
Okay. Is a square
But,
and a triangle contradictory?
Well, by our understanding, yes.
How
But-
many sides does the square have?
Generally 4.
How many sides does a triangle have?
Generally 4, like there's some a 5-sided triangle, a 5-sided square.
How many sides does a triangle have?
That's 3.
So how can a triangle be a square if it's got 3 sides?
Well, again, if you let me explain.
Go on.
So, we as humans generally say something cannot exist if it does not exist already.
No, that's not what we say.
No.
Well, generally,
No, that's not what we say. We say things that break the laws of non-contradiction can't exist. That's what we say.
well, where do you derive your laws from? From what exists? Do you not?
The same
Hold on.
principle you apply to a married bachelor.
Okay, anyway. We'll move past this. Third question.
We're moving past.
Sheldon,
Was it even,
Well, clearly
was there
this
even a
conversation
question
is
in
not going to
there?
go anywhere.
But Sheldon, but if you can't even agree on something this simple, how do you expect us to go anywhere past it? It's like if you don't even look. You said earlier a square circle can't exist. You don't even know what a square is or a circle or not. Sorry, not square circle. Square triangle. You didn't. Yeah, fine, whatever. You didn't even know what a triangle was or a square was, whichever one you were asked about. Like the problem is, Sheldon, words have meanings. The word square has a meaning. It's not some. How to say it's not a free for all. You know, it's words have meaning. Square has meaning. Circle has triangle has meaning. I always say square circle. I don't say square triangle, but whatever. All right. A square by definition has 4 sides. Triangle has 3 sides because that's the definition of the word. Now, if you want to redefine the word, okay, but then at that point it's just semantics. Square triangle by definition is a contradiction because it's sort of like saying does a blah 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 exist? It's like that's not a thing. That doesn't that has no. That's just verbal nonsense. Square circle or square triangle is just verbal nonsense. It's not an actual thing.
And we've talked about this to Sheldon so many times. Sheldon, the moment you actually do that, right? You say that. The issue with that statement is that it ends up validating every false religion out there, be it Hinduism, Buddhism, Greek or Chinese mythology, whatever. You know, nothing can be falsified anymore. It all becomes a matter of just special pleading, and to claim that your own belief is true.
Well, yes, I will agree that a statement of that. I will agree that yes, a statement like that does validate other religions that would make that same claim.
Just say goodbye.
Wait, hold on. I have one more question.
No, they're so bad, these questions.
Wait, no. One more, please. One more. It's a very important question. Why did God abandon his covenant with Isaac?
What?
Because God says so. What do you understand by the word covenant? Define covenant to me.
Well, it's kind of like a deal.
Agreement.
Yes, an agreement.
Synonymous with an agreement, right?
Better, yeah.
For an agreement, you need to have 2 parties. They have to abide by something that they've mutually agreed upon, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so it's not a promise, right?
Well, it depends on whether or not the covenant is conditional or unconditional.
Okay,
like in the Bible, the covenant of Abraham.
Let's start there. Is the covenant conditional or unconditional?
The covenant with Abraham, or that was happened through Isaac, was unconditional.
Unconditional. Could you show me that, please?
Well, because
you show me where it teaches you in the Bible where God says that this covenant is unconditional.
well, he doesn't necessarily say it's unconditional, but we know it's unconditional.
Whoa, no. You just said it wasn't conditional.
It's not conditional.
Right. So could you demonstrate where God said this covenant is not conditional?
Well, yes, I will, but I just wanted for
All right, then
clarity.
show me that. Show me that. Show me.
Say 100% that it's unconditional.
All right, show me
Okay.
where God says this is not conditional.
Again, what I'm trying to do, or what I'm trying to show
No, I'm
you.
interested now. I want you to bring your evidence. I want you to present to me where God says this covenant with Abraham and his descendants is not conditional. Can you present your
Well, he
evidence?
didn't. What I'm trying to tell you is that he didn't say that in those words.
Well,
but
you
he
make the
implied
claim.
it.
Can you support your claim or not?
I can, but not. I can't give
Give
you
me
like
them.
evidence with 100% of those words.
Okay. So what are you going to support your claim with? Bring what evidence you got. Give us your best evidence.
Okay. So the evidence that Abraham's covenant with God was unconditional is the fact that God didn't really ask for anything. All he said to Abraham is that your
No,
descendants.
that's not true. Deuteronomy 28 clearly God says that you have to obey by all of these
That
statutes.
was the
If you
covenant of
don't,
Moses. That was the
no,
covenant that God made. Yeah, that is, yes.
No. It's the same covenant that
It's not
carries
the same.
throughout. Yes,
The law that
I will tell
Moses
you.
gave is not the same
Sheldon,
as the covenant that Abraham made.
Sheldon, you're ignorant on the topic. You don't know what you're
Not
talking about.
necessarily so. I would assume that you're
It
ignorant.
clearly says right there, and to every single prophet, every single Old Testament prophet, they predicted that they will actually reject, or they will actually turn away from God, and they warned their prophets for it. Right? That if you actually continue doing this, Deuteronomy 28, if you actually look at it, God
I know what
specifically
Deuteronomy
says,
28 says. But that was
Sheldon,
with the laws of
Sheldon.
Moses. That was not with the covenant of Abraham. And I will
Sheldon.
demonstrate this.
Who
This
came
is
first,
why that
Abraham?
even when the children of Israel broke Moses' law, God still called them his people because of the covenant that he made with Abraham.
Is it not the same
You
covenant that
understand?
continued from their forefathers?
No, that's not how covenants work.
Because
No, it's not. That would have
what do you mean that's not how covenants work?
That's not necessarily how covenants work.
What you should ask him is Sheldon, show evidence that these are two different covenants. You have to show that evidence. You can't just say no. Look, it's convenient, but you have to actually demonstrate that they're two different covenants. You can't just say that. Yes, of course, the law of Moses wasn't revealed at the time of Isaac, but it's not a different covenant. It's not a different covenant.
It is because Isaac and his people were never given the commands that God gave to Moses.
Sheldon,
an example of this is like Noah. Noah was told that he could eat any animal, yet Moses prohibited some animals.
Sheldon, what's the difference between law and covenant? What's the difference?
Well, again, a covenant is a sort of agreement, and the law is a requirement.
Right. So certain laws that were revealed, when and where they were revealed, is irrelevant. It doesn't mean it's make it a different covenant. If you add
the laws of Moses are seen as a covenant.
Hold on 1 second. If you have a contract and then you later add another clause to the contract down the line, it doesn't become it's not a new contract. You're adding things to the contract, sure. But it's not, we don't take the different 1 second, but it's not a different 1 second. Hold on. But it's not a different contract. It's not a different contract. You're adding things to the you're adding, if you add a clause to a contract or to an agreement, it's still the same agreement, but you're just adding things to it. You have to show from the text where it states that these are two different covenants. The laws, I agree. The laws, certain laws are revealed later on. I agree, 100%. Progressive revelation, but it's progressive revelation of the same covenant, not of a different covenant, unless you can show that from the text.
Let me bring in something for you.
No, let me answer the points that he said first. First off, the law of Moses is seen as a covenant in and of itself between God and the children of Israel. The second point, can you let me answer the points that you brought, or are you just going to keep on interrupting me?
What's the sign of the covenant, Sheldon?
He keeps saying he's going to bring.
1 second, Ramsey. What's the sign of the covenant, Sheldon?
Circumcision.
Are you circumcised?
No, because I'm not in the covenant.
So you don't have you're not in the covenant then, because that's one of the conditions.
Not necessarily so.
Well, that's what God
says. I'm a Gentile. I'm not required to be.
No, but then you're not in the covenant then. You're not part of the covenant then, are you?
Not necessarily so.
You were talking 1 second. You're a Gentile. You've got nothing to do with Isaac. Why are you banging on about Isaac for?
Because in the Quran, Allah forsakes his covenant with Isaac and chooses the people of Ishmael instead.
No. The point is this. The covenant's with who? The children of Isaac. You're not the children of Isaac. Why are you clinging onto this?
What? Again, I just gave you the answer.
You're not part of the covenant, and the ones who are part of the covenant's condition, the sign of the covenant is the circumcision, and the conditions of the covenant is obedience.
Exactly.
Where was Isaac told this, that the conditions of
I'm still
Okay,
waiting.
perfect. Wait, Ramsey, just
obedience.
please, my apologies. Hamza, I'm trying to share my screen just to show him.
First off, again, another point that I want to make is that no biblical scholar actually
Sheldon,
said.
shut up a second.
Sheldon, here you go.
I'm going to bring that.
Yeah, Ibrahim alayhi salam is specifically, he asks Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, okay, what about my children? Ibrahim asked, what about my offspring? Allah says, my covenant is not extended to the wrongdoers. Khalas. There you go.
Okay.
There you go. Next point.
The thing is, with regards to this ayah, I was going to bring this up as well, but this ayah mentions min durriyati, right? Not where it doesn't mention about Ismail only, right? He's talking about his offspring, his descendants.
No, well, I mean,
Hamza's not like, for example, one second, Sheldon. Hamza's not an Ishmaelite. No offense, I'm assuming, right? I'm guessing. I'm large assumption, like wild assumption, because this isn't just with he said the Ishmaelites. The covenant was given to the Ishmaelites. No, not just the Ishmaelites. That verse makes it clear. It's with the God.
I didn't say that the covenant was given to the Ishmaelites. I said that God chose the Ishmaelites when he was supposed to stick to the people of Israel.
Okay, it's not the Ishmaelites per se. It's people. So that verse distinguishes the wrongdoers and obviously the opposite of wrongdoers. The right doers, the righteous.
Did the Israelites accept Jesus?
There's no evidence that talks about such a thing.
They didn't.
Did the Jews accept Jesus?
Some did.
Okay.
The early Jews.
The Jewish people overall. Did they overall?
Oh, Jewish people, they didn't accept Jesus. Yeah.
No.
Did Jews believe Jesus is the prophet of God?
No.
Right. Therefore, they failed. So they failed. They failed in their obedience. Khalas.
And they're outside of the kingdom of God.
I say khalas.
Even according
they failed.
But again, to answer the point that Ramsey made, is that no biblical scholar ever actually, or of the Old Testament, ever says that the covenants of, or at least no biblical scholar that I've ever heard of, says that the covenants given throughout the Old Testament are added onto each other. And nobody says that the covenant of, or that the covenant of Abraham is a continuation of the covenant of Noah.
Did the Mosaic covenant replace the Abrahamic covenant?
Yes. Well, no, it didn't necessarily replace it. It didn't replace it.
So what did it do then?
You
just say it didn't add on to it. So what did it do?
They were just two covenants. One covenant made it to where that the Israelites were God's chosen people because they were the descendants of Abraham, and another were basically just laws.
What were they God's chosen people for? To do what?
How many covenants does that leave us with?
God's chosen people were there to eventually, at some point, bless the entire world.
And by the way, you still have.
Did they do that?
Well,
or did they keep
the entire Jewish nation didn't do that, but it was done through Jesus and through the early Jews who were his disciples.
I would disagree with you. I will disagree with you.
Why?
Because Jesus didn't teach you anything. Jesus didn't come for you. Jesus didn't say he came for you.
Sure?
According to your own scriptures, yeah, 100% sure.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy.
Why is it crazy? Really, remind me who Jesus told his disciples.
I mean, the scripture has been held for 2,000 years.
All right, show me in the scripture where Jesus said preach to the Gentiles.
Brought this up before.
All right, show me in the scriptures where Jesus said preach to the Gentiles.
Matthew 28.
No, it doesn't say baptize all nations.
No, he says go to the nations, teaching them everything I have taught you.
Go to which nations? Which nations?
He just refers to every nation.
Why every nation?
But again, first off, I'm going to explain this to you. The reason as to why Jesus says that I have been sent only to the lost sheep of Israel was to fulfill his position as the prophet like Moses. That he would be for
Jesus wasn't the prophet like Moses.
Yes, he was the prophet like Moses.
How was Jesus like Moses?
Well, he freed people from sin just as Moses freed the Israelites from Egypt.
John the Baptist freed people from sin.
Not in the same way. He just taught them the art of baptism.
What's the difference? Oh, really? Well, what was he doing in the Jordan River? Yeah. What was John the Baptist doing?
He was baptizing.
Doing what? Baptizing what? What was the point of John the Baptist in the river? Why would people from all Judea come into John the Baptist in the river? To be what?
To be baptized.
To do what?
I mean, are you asking me what the purpose of baptism is? Because you could just say
Yeah,
that.
what was the purpose of John the Baptist's baptism? Yes, what's the purpose?
Well, it's forgiveness. It was forgiveness of sin.
Forgiveness of sin. So John the Baptist was forgiving sin in the river, yeah?
Well, I mean, he himself wasn't forgiving sin. He was doing the art of baptism, which was a forgiveness of sin.
Which was forgiveness of sin, yes?
Yes, but to say
So
that
he was free.
himself
So he
the
was.
one that
So he was
forgiven
freeing
sin.
people of their sin, yes?
Not necessarily so.
Why? But by fulfilling the baptism, why was he not? What he on about? He was forgiving their
Because
sins. Their sins were getting
baptism is
forgiven.
different than the crucifixion of Jesus.
Yeah,
Was it-
what is,
no,
yeah.
no. Look, they were coming from all Judea to be baptized and be forgiven their sins. So John the Baptist was an instrument of forgiving sin. Yeah, because
Yes, but
by
not
going
in
to
the
John the
same way as
Baptist,
Jesus.
you would be forgiven your sins.
Forgiven, yes, forgiven.
Yes? Right. What's
Yes.
So you're free
Forgive-
from your sins, aren't you?
You're forgiven of your sins. You're not freed from the
What's
bondage.
the difference? What's the difference?
Sheldon, do you
One
still
second,
stand
Ramsey. One second, Ramsey.
with Christians?
What's the difference?
It was. I just told you. One, you're
No, you didn't.
forgiven. Another, you're freed.
Yeah, what's the difference between forgiven and freed?
Well, freed means that you no longer sin. Forgiven means that you are forgiven of the sins that you have done.
What do you mean you no longer sin? What do you mean? What does that mean? Do you
Exactly
believe
what I-
Jesus dying on the cross means you don't sin anymore?
Not necessarily so. Multiple. This is a very big topic to speak about.
You're contradicting
You're
yourself.
the one who is saying being forgiven your sin and being freed from sin is something different. You're saying Jesus'
You are
crucifixion freed you from sin. What does that mean?
What do you mean? What does it
Sheldon,
mean?
just
Exactly
just
what it means.
admit that you're making it up as you go along.
Well, I'm not.
Come on.
I can
We
actually
can
quote-
all see that. Like,
I
what
can
the
quote the
heck is
Epistle
wrong
of
with
John. Well, actually, in fact, I just
where
remembered.
does it say anywhere in the text, in the entire Bible, where does it say that freeing from sin, forgiving sin is two different things? You're making it up as you go
The
along.
Bible's
Sheldon.
not a dictionary. It wouldn't explain something like that. Like,
Sheldon,
what?
stop embarrassing yourself.
You know what's funny? This all came because he wanted to deny the explicit statement that Jesus says, "I am not sent but onto the lost sheep of the house."
I'm not denying that. I'm explaining that the reason as to why he said that was to fulfill
Okay,
his
why
position as the
did he
prophet
tell
like
his
Moses.
disciples not to go to the Gentiles? Explain
Because
that.
the time for his disciples to go to the Gentiles was not when he set them out. It was when he
When did he tell his
resurrected.
disciples? So why didn't he tell his disciples, right? If he was going to die. So according to the
Wait, what?
Gospels, let me ask you this: according to the Gospels, how long do you think the Gospels account cover the life of Jesus that he actually preached the gospel? How many years? I'm asking you. Do you actually know this?
Not exactly. I would assume just a couple.
1 year. 1 year.
1 year.
1 year. Okay. So you're telling me that he's constantly telling, he is actually saying to people that I'm here for the lost sheep of Israel.
He said
Right?
that one
Every
time.
step of the way, wherever
Or two
he got a
times.
chance, he actually said that. Right? He's preaching only to the Jewish people. Never once do we actually see him preaching to the Gentiles. Whenever the Gentiles approached him, like the Canaanite woman, he actually calls her a dog and saying, "I'm not here for you." He never taught a single thing to any Gentiles, right? Then he tells his disciples not to go to the Gentiles, right? So what is the precedence that he's setting up?
Was that during the time of his ministry, him and his message was only for the Jews, because
where does the text say that?
Let me finish. You guys complain about being interrupted, yet you're interrupting me.
Go ahead, Sheldon.
Again, what Jesus is saying when he says, "I have only been sent to the lost sheep of Israel," and the reason as to why he did not send his disciples
No, I'm
out
going to interrupt you. I'm interrupting
to
you.
the Gentiles.
I'm interrupting you. No, the question is asked. We're not interested in your opinion. All right?
I'm not giving them.
Yes, you are. What you're trying to say is, oh, Jesus did this because he was only in his ministry was do this, and then afterwards he's going to do this. What we're asking you is, where did Jesus say that? This is a temporary thing. Where did Jesus indicate that? Okay, all right, fellas, right now while I'm here, I just want you to speak to Jews, but when I'm gone, then I want you to speak to all the Gentiles. Where does Jesus say this?
Well, it's not a statement of Jesus. I'm not quoting Jesus. It's an
Right, so
interpretation
Jesus
of text.
didn't say this. All right.
It's an interpretation of text.
So Jesus did. No, it's not. Jesus
Yes, it
didn't
is.
say this. It's your no. It's your projection on the text.
I see Jesus.
No, it's my
So did
interpretation.
Jesus
of the
say
text.
this or not?
Did Jesus say what?
That there's a differentiation between his ministry whilst he's there and when he's gone. That his disciples, whilst he's there, should only preach to Jews, but once he's gone, they should go and preach to the Gentiles. Where does Jesus indicate this?
Well, where does he indicate it?
Yes.
When he sends out his disciples during the time of his ministry, and when he raises from the dead in
All
Matthew
right.
28.
During his ministry, when did he send his disciples to Gentiles?
I never said he sent his disciples to
Right.
Gentiles.
So can you answer my question then, please?
What's your question?
Yeah. See you, Sheldon.
Wait, hold on.
Pathetic.
I think I counted maybe 4 different things he told us, none of which he could substantiate from the text. First, he tells us it's a new covenant. I asked him, where does it say that? He never gave the verse. Hamza, you asked him a question. I don't remember what it was, but he said, I have the verse. I'm just not, I can't get it right now.
Say it again. You don't remember what it was? Carry on.
My bad.
Carry on.
He just needs to accept his
No,
Islam.
joking. Go on, Ramsey. Carry on. Sorry. You counted 4 things. 4 things. Go on.
3 or 4 things. There was the thing he asked you, and you said he kept saying, "No, I have the verse. Maybe I'll get it later." Then about the covenant, it's a different covenant. I asked him for the verse. He couldn't give it. And now with this, I guess 3 things. He said, when Jesus says, "I am not sent but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel," what that actually means is only for that time. But obviously, needless to say, Jesus.
And that's when Fawad asked him to show us where does Jesus make this differentiation.
I said Jesus.
It's eisegesis or exegesis, whatever. All right. Oh, I knew those three were going to be exhausting. Relax, dude. It's okay. Akash Thakur. Oh, are you Muslim? You muted, mate.
Hello.
Hello. How are you?
Yeah. I'm good. How about you all?
I'm all good. How are you?
Good.
Good. What do you want?
So I guess this is a question and answer session, or like what? So because
You're
everyone is
guessing.
asking.
You're guessing. Don't you know where you
Okay.
are, sir? Did you just wander into? Oh, I'll go live here. Let's see what falls. What are you doing here, mate? Seriously, what are you doing here?
Actually, I was just going on Reels, so I just got this, so I joined. And once I
Unreal. Who's put this on Instagram?
He was just scrolling and just
No,
found the
no.
stream.
Yeah, I was just
Was he
scrolling.
scrolling
So,
on TikTok or
Yeah.
on YouTube?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Where are you scrolling?
YouTube.
How are you scrolling YouTube lives?
I'm not exactly live, so I was just scrolling and I was searching something.
How do
So
you scroll?
I
You
got
can't scroll YouTube lives. Come on, bro. What are you doing here?
So I got this this thing. There was some conversation that was happening, so I thought of joining and ask some questions. And if you have any questions for me, also you can throw it. Not an issue.
Okay, so let me explain what this stream's about. It's Challenge Islam. So you want to challenge Islam, you want to tell us why you believe Islam isn't true and give your explanations, basically directly challenging the teachings of Islam or the sources of Islam. Or you can say what I believe is true and you can demonstrate whatever your belief system is to be true, which would make Islam false by default. So you can either challenge Islam directly or you can challenge Islam indirectly. Which would you like to do?
So see, I'm a Hindu. So in Hindu concept, we don't believe that there is anything like if there is Almighty, we will respect Him. And there are many, and for every religion, He has come up in a certain way. So for let's say for Christianity, He might have appeared as a Jesus Christ. For Hinduism,
You a
He
Hindu?
has appeared. Yes, I'm a Hindu.
You think Hinduism is true?
Yes, absolutely.
You
No
believe
doubt
in
in my mind.
so I have to say this, it's my usual go-to when I speak to Hindus. You believe in this monkey army and Hanuman and that?
Yes. Why not?
Okay, so and this monkey army, did they have magic powers?
Yeah, magic powers, obviously. So not all,
Could
but
they fly? Could they fly, these monkeys?
Yes, yes. Everything can be possible with the will of God.
So you believe that this Hanuman had an army of flying magic monkeys?
No, Hanuman never have an army. It was Sugriv who was having the army.
Who had the
So
army? Who had the army?
the Sugriv.
I thought Hanuman was the monkey god.
No, Hanuman is a monkey god, but you said he has an army. He doesn't
Doesn't
have an army. He was a singular one. There was another guy whose name was Sugriv. He was having the army.
so?
So,
I thought somebody went to Hanuman and asked for help to get his wife back because another god had kidnapped his wife, and
yes,
he went to Hanuman and asked him and his monkey army, could they rescue his wife?
no, it's
No?
not like this. No,
No?
it's not like this. So, Hanuman actually came and he was a helper of the Lord Rama. So, he actually helped Lord Rama to win to defeat the devil, actually. So that is what it is. It's not like that, and he
Why
doesn't
is
have an army.
every single Hindu I've ever spoken to tell me about Hanuman, Monkey King, and his army, and you're saying Hanuman. So what kind of king doesn't have an army? Okay,
So,
I'll read it for you. I'll read it for you. Okay, let's have a look. What am I reading? Flipping heck. Hanuman and his army of monkeys.
Okay.
Okay. At the crack of dawn, we land in New Delhi. I'm delighted at the thought that I will meet Rajendra again, the kind gentleman who is waiting for us at the airport. The fourth journey to India almost feels like a homecoming. The same fascination that made me study comparative Eastern religions and mythology keeps attracting me back to this land that Mark Twain once called the grandmother of legends. Walking towards the car, I noticed a slight haze and a burning smell lingering in the air. Has a fire broken out somewhere around here? I ask. But Rajendra probably answers, no, ma'am. Yesterday was Dussehra everywhere in India. We have burned the effigy of Ravana, the evil king of Lanka, who kidnapped Rama's wife, Sita, you know. The Ramana, of course I know, silly me. With a welcoming smile, he says, I'm glad that you came back at such a suspicious time. Lord Hanuman will protect your journey. Where else, I wonder, would someone so candidly incorporate me an outsider into his belief system? I enjoy silencing my agnostic mind in India, letting symbolic reading of life take over. In the car driving through the large tree-lined avenues of the city, I recollect the information I have on Hanuman, the monkey god who will shower our travel with blessings. He is a bachelor who has dedicated his life to Rama and Sita, standing as a symbol of total devotion. In Hindu mythology, he is the embodiment of Dharma, the right way which ensures the welfare of all living beings. He is a model of humility, unaware of his amazing strength that he uses in the service of truth. Valmiki, in his massive epic poem, the Ramayana, describes how Hanuman led the army of Vanaras, the monkey clan, to Lanka to rescue Sita. To reach her, they built a bridge of floating stones from Ramswama to Lanka, thus allowing Rama to defeat the wicked king Ravana and the army of Rakshas, spiteful demons often depicted in miniatures. We decide to make Hanuman and his army of monkeys the leitmotif of our journey and head off to visit the Hanuman Mandir. So according to Indian mythology, Hanuman, with his army of monkeys, rescued Sita. And you're turning around saying Hanuman didn't have an army.
Can I speak now?
Yeah.
Okay. So firstly, what I said, Hanuman doesn't have an army. It is Sugriv whose army he was leading. The other monkey god. He was not a god, but other monkey.
Sorry, forgive me. How many monkey gods are there?
No. I just mispronounced it. I said it's a Sugriv who was also a monkey. His army was led by Hanuman. So Hanuman was a part of the army.
Was Hanuman the king of Sakri?
Sugriv is the name. Is the Sugriv?
Was Hanuman the king of Subrid?
No. He was a friend. He was a friend of Sugriv.
Yeah. You see, this is why I realistically have no interest whatsoever in Hinduism. I really don't.
Why?
Because you all have different understandings and different beliefs, and it's to me it's just utter nonsense. It really is, and I got no interest in discussing it. No interest.
Actually,
No interest.
you have not read the story completely,
I
so
don't care.
you might
I don't care.
be
It's
confused.
all just made up, mate. It's all just made up. I'm not interested.
How can you say it's a made-up one?
Oh, it's completely made up, mate. All right.
How? I want to
I'm not
know
even
how.
interested in I'm not even interested in discussing it.
Okay,
How are the-
but
all right. Take
you're
care. You're welcome. I got no time for Hindus, man. I got no time. It's just nonsense. It just exhausts me. I have time for two people, atheists and Christians. Why? Because these are two people who are taking Muslims from Islam, trying to convince them that Islam isn't true. So I deal with those guys. Hindus have been. I'm not interested. Sorry. If you guys want to speak to the Hindu, this is the wrong channel. We don't speak to Hindus here. Can't be bothered. All right. I hope you look upset there, Fawad. You wanted to speak to the Hindu.
No, not at all.
You're not going to want to speak to this guy. But I'm going to let you.
Hey,
Fawad,
salam alaikum.
this is your test, mate.
Right, I've got a very disturbing question for Islam. Why would the creator of the universe tell you which foot to enter the bathroom with?
Because he can.
Wait. This is your disturbing question for Islam.
Why would the God of the universe be worried about what foot you enter the bathroom with?
He's not worried about it. He's giving us guidance on
You
absolutely
enter, Yemeni, do you enter with the left or the right?
What's the point here?
Well, the point is you're instructed to do so by your prophet.
I mean, Rob, are you jealous? Are you jealous that we have that level of guidance, that that complete way of life?
No. Before that, why is that instruction given?
Well, I've asked Muslims why this is, and they've told me. They've told me that. Hold on, they've told me if I enter with the wrong one, I'm going to fall over.
I don't care what Muslims say to you, right? And if a Muslim says that to you, he's an idiot, right?
Good, yeah, good. I agree. Thank you. Yes, first point we agree on. Yep,
right,
yep.
So
yep.
you bringing this up. Why does Allah tell us to enter with our right and leave with our left?
I haven't got a clue. I mean, this is what I'm asking you.
You should know. Because every time you come, you have a hadith or a verse that is attached to your question. So what is it?
Look, if you can give me a brilliant answer, I will even think about Shahada. How
just disingenuous.
Rob, I'm sorry. There's no way he actually stayed up all night thinking about that. There's no way. That had to be. He's just trolling. Come on.
There's a dua.
Now, Hamza, you're lucky, man. I wish it was that easy, right? Over when I did my streams, I wish the questions were that easy. You know what I mean?
They're so pathetic. It's unreal.
I hate it when they're like this. I hate it when the questions are like this.
Yeah, well, that's what happens when you're scraping the barrel. This guy should be quite good, actually. This next guy, he's quite. He has been sincere. Let's see. Igor, ¿cómo estás? Oh, no, ¿cómo estás? Tudo bem?
Yeah, ¿cómo estás in Spanish?
Yeah,
Yo, good night to
Português.
Yeah, good night to everyone. I just want to say I have a Christian friend. She's a girl, and she was freaking out with Shandon because she wanted to discuss the topic of the Jesus birth. But she lives in Dominican Republic, and apparently cyclones are hitting there, and she have no internet for now. So you guys can talk with her next Friday. You guys are going to make a debate arena.
No. Not next week. No. 2 weeks. 2 weeks.
2 weeks. All right. That's it. Bye bye.
Or if you want, Fawad, I think are you planning on streaming tomorrow?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah, you've got these boys. These guys.
Also,
sorry, it's not all about Hamza.
Right. No, sorry, Hamza, do a plug. Fawad.
No, please do so. We need more of you guys.
On his channel, I'm streaming on Dawa over Dunya on Sunday, inshallah. So you can catch us both on either of those days.
Okay, she's probably watching, so yeah.
Is she looking into Islam? Is she a Christian?
She's a Christian, but apparently she's interested in Islam. She is like trying to know more and debate to people, apparently. So she wants to know more, but if you want to debate with her, she's she's probably
we
debating
can
with
have
you
a
also.
discussion. We can have a discussion, no problem. Have her come to our stream or even Dawa over Dunya day after tomorrow, or to our stream on Dots Connected to Islam tomorrow evening.
Okay.
All right.
That's it. I'm leaving you guys.
Ciao.
Ciao, ciao.
Isn't that Italian? Ciao.
No, I think Portuguese is.
No, it's in Portuguese as well.
Oh wow. Okay, I didn't know idea.
Homo sapien. Or should I say Naeem? You sound like a... Are you Muslim? Naeem, are you Muslim?
Nope.
You're not a Muslim. Okay. All right. How can we help you?
I'm just watching your stream, and I just curious. How can you prove God that nobody can see him or feel him or her? How can you prove?
Okay. Do you believe in gravity?
If I
Do you
never,
do you believe gravity?
If I never knew that before, I wouldn't.
Can you prove gravity exists?
I said, if it is a concept, gravity is not something that.
So you can't prove. Does gravity exist or not?
I don't believe in gravity in the sense that everybody else accepted. I believe.
Do you believe gravity? Do you believe gravity exists or not? Are you a gravity skeptic?
Yeah, kind of. I take gravity in different ways. It's not a force.
Okay. Hey, can you explain to me how you understand what gravity is?
Gravity is a stretch. Is a stretch in the space time. Is not the force. So that's a concept.
Do you believe a mind exists?
One second, Fawad. Let me just deal with this.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying this particular. 1 second. So you believe gravity exists? Even in your own weird understanding of what you believe gravity to be, or so let's say your unconventional understanding.
What do
you believe gravity exists?
What do you mean by gravity? Is
there's a force that pulls things to the ground.
Gravity is not a force.
What is gravity?
Gravity is a stretch.
The force of gravity. I mean, that is
a stretch.
Isn't it one of the four forces?
If you know the
Do you know what? Do you know what the acceleration of gravity is?
Dude, like literally in the formula, it actually you have.
First of all, yes, gravity is the force. There is different.
F equals gm1.
Yeah, look.
I know, but that's not the force, actual force. You see, the Einstein says the gravity is not a force. It is the stretch. It is the stretch in the space time.
Those aren't mutually exclusive. Those aren't mutually exclusive.
Yeah, exactly. He's conflating between the fabric of the universe and the force.
The fabric of the universe is one explanation for gravity, but that's what do you call it? The force of gravity.
It is the only explanation.
Okay, force equals mass.
Well, it's not the only explanation because there are other explanations.
But I'm not talking about gravity.
Okay. No, but I am. No, all right. Okay.
I mean, gravity wouldn't take me to hell.
Can you see gravity? Can you see gravity?
I don't see a lot of things.
So what's your evidence for gravity existing?
I mean, don't you know that what
I'm asking you? What's your evidence for gravity existing?
It can be proven through
what's your
scientific method.
What's your effort? What's your evidence for gravity existing?
Through scientific method.
No, what's your evidence?
Wait. Did he just say the scientific method? Okay,
please let me play. What's your evidence?
What evidence you want me to give it to you?
I want your evidence. What's the evidence? What's the evidence that convinces you gravity exists?
Gravity is not something that occupies space to show you that's the gravity.
What's the evidence you have for the existence of gravity? Do you have any evidence for the existence of gravity?
I don't think he even knows what gravity is.
Yeah, no, I know, but don't worry. That's really going to help you.
It is a scientific concept. If I don't believe it, I believe it doesn't matter to me.
No, but what matters is why do you believe it exists?
Because God is different than gravity.
No,
right?
it's not. No, same.
They
The
both are
principle is the
same.
same. The principle is the same.
Oh, you explain it to me. That's what I asked
Okay.
you.
Okay. So the principle is very simple.
I'm not you. I asked the question, and you putting the question upon me. If I knew that much, I wouldn't ask you the question.
Okay. See, I said it if you even understand your own question. So I'll explain what I mean. All right. This is gravity. Right. This is gravity. You watching again? Right. We can't see gravity. We can't really explain it as such, but we can see gravity exists because of what? Because of its effect.
Can you put that in space?
So we can basically see the effects of something or use the effects of something to demonstrate the existence of something. It's a basic principle. Because you've got a wacky understanding of gravity.
Yeah,
it's neither here nor there.
The point
here is this. The point here is this.
Your demonstration is
the
totally
evidence,
subjective.
The thing is this. Effects of a thing can demonstrate the existence of that thing.
Subjectively.
No. Well, yes. So what? Okay. So the point here is this. If you want to ask us why we believe God exists, because my proof for you won't have a burden of proof. What burden of proof do you have that I can match to convince you God exists? What's your burden of proof?
Anything they convince me, that would be the burden of proof.
Well, that doesn't help me. That doesn't help me. You need to know. You need to have a standard. You need to have a criteria that will convince you. So you say, this is what I expect for me to accept the existence of God. Okay, this is my criteria. So what is your criteria?
Well, my criteria to accept God, I don't know. But I have a criteria not to accept
You don't
God.
know. Okay, one second. You don't know what criteria you will use to accept God's existence, and how do you know that evidence doesn't exist?
If I knew the criteria, I would search it for myself.
Okay, let me change my question for you. What's the best evidence somebody presented to you to convince you God exists?
Anything that convinces me.
Oh, shut up. I'm not asking what will. What has somebody shown you to convince you God exists? What's the best evidence somebody came to you and said, here's the evidence that I think should convince you God exists? What's the best evidence somebody's done or given you, and why did you reject it?
Hamza, you know I love you so much. So much. I love you.
Why do you love me? Why do you love me?
Because the way you talk, the way you
why do you love the way I talk?
The way you argue, you are a charming guy. You know, you there is so many things.
I'm being gaslit here, man.
There is so many things about you that
Hamza,
I like.
Hamza, what did you do to deserve all of that? I'm so confused.
It's like a sadomasochist.
And the second guy, which I can give that medallion to, that's Yemeni. Yemeni is a very articulate person. I can tell you that calm, articulate, and to the point person.
Don't judge a book by its cover. I'm just kidding.
There is a few people in Muslim side I really like to be accompanied with, not because I believe, but because the way they argue, they talk, they speak, the etiquette they use. There is a Latin guy.
I'm very abusive.
Oh, you know, I don't take that as a negative. You abusive to the people who are, you know, I see like most Hindu people, they are some Christian people, they just don't go with the flow.
Right now. I'm so confused.
What I'm saying, I'm not against God in the sense that I just to be stubborn. I say my mind, my thinking didn't came to the point that I will accept God as an entity, which the religion, make like people to believe it. That's my point. I'm not a stubborn person. I'm not a person like have an agenda. No, not at all.
Well, so,
I'm thrown. I don't know.
no, what's your name? What's your name?
I'm a Homo sapien.
I kind of. It's completely thrown me and flummoxed me.
Yeah. It's the first time it's the first time you've been praised for being abusive. So,
yeah,
that's what you threw.
I like the way Hamza shouts at me.
Yeah.
I never spoke to Hamza in my life, so I just say I want to hear his voice.
Yeah, no, well, look, Homo sapien, just give me a name I can call you by, you know, even if it's a fake name. But listen, what do you call it? Open up the Quran, chapter 41, verse 53 for me.
Why have you got a Muslim name?
Homo sapien?
Yemeni, I believe you 100%.
Homo sapien, why have you got a Muslim name?
You just said.
Homo sapien. Homo sapien. Why have you got a Muslim name?
Somebody give it to me. Who I care? Why should I care?
Is that a Muslim name? Homo sapien?
I don't know.
Naim.
Oh.
It is a Jewish name.
Naim.
It is actually a Semitic name. It's an Arabic name. It's a Hebrew name. It is also Akkadian name.
Homo sapien, are you a Muslim?
No. If I'm Muslim,
have you been a Muslim? Where are you from? Where are you from?
Is anybody would tell you that?
Where are you from? Where are you from?
If any Muslim would tell you that he's not Muslim, is
Where
that
are you
possible?
from? Where are you from?
I'm speaking from US.
No, where are you from though?
Who? Oh.
Where are you from? You're not a US citizen. Where are you from?
I'm a US citizen. Yes.
No, where are you from originally?
I'm not born here, but I'm US.
Where were you born? Where were you born?
Well, this is a secret.
No, I want to know. Where are you born?
Hamza, come on.
No, I want to know. Where are you born?
I don't want to be killed.
Just tell me where you're born.
Turkey.
Okay. So your parents were Muslim?
No, they were Armenian Christian, I believe.
Armenian Christian?
Yeah.
Okay. What do you mean you believe? were they Armenian Christians or not?
Then I never seen them going to church.
Okay. Why would you be killed for being from Turkey?
Oh, Erdogan. I heard that he don't like people who don't believe in God.
What? Who told you that?
Never mind. That's not important.
How long have you been in the US?
Oh, long time.
How long? How old are you?
Who, me?
Yeah.
I will be 39.
You're older than 39?
Yeah.
Seriously?
What do you think? How old I am?
I don't know. You sound older.
Okay.
You sound older than
39. I think it's the accent. I think that's what's tripping you off, Hamza.
Is it?
Maybe. I don't know.
Or that kind of mad scientist from flipping Transylvania's accent.
If I were to guess, I would say he sounds very Pashtun, because I'm a Pashtun myself. So, yeah.
he's saying he's from Turkey. With
I don't
Armenian
think he's from
Christian
Turkey.
parentage.
No. I think he's a Pashtun.
Pashtun, Sangaye, Jori, Khed. Yol dwa dres lo pinzu.
Portune, Safa Portune.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, one second. Nasselson.
What?
Nasselson. Turkish. Teşekkür ederim.
Eyvallah.
What?
Eyvallah.
What do you say?
What's going on here, man?
I'm just playing Guess Who.
What's going on here, man? I'm so confused.
He's not Turkish, guys. Come on.
You don't think he's Turkish? I don't think he's Turkish.
Are you more interested in my ethnicity? Or you wanna discuss the topic with me?
We've done the topic with you. We're finished with the topic with you.
Oh, why?
Why? Because, like I say, you've got no criteria as a burden of proof to be convinced that God exists. The best we can do is give you an explanation or a reasoning as to why we believe God exists, and then you
No.
can determine whether you accept that or not.
I mentioned before, I have no agenda. Let it take me like a guy from Amazon, and you want to prove him there is a God. Don't expect anything from the Amazonian person that he would give you any hint at what the God it is.
Listen, the Amazonian probably already believes God exists, mate.
Yeah, he might be believe in different kind of.
No, that's different. No, but then there's different. So there's coming to the conclusion there must be a creator. What defines that creator? What's the revelation about that creator? That's something else. He's saying Evala from the Intercession series. Okay. All right. He speaks more like an Indian with a US slang.
Oh,
He has Persian accent from Afghanistan. Chaturasti, Khubusti.
I don't know. I
I
don't
don't
know.
know. I don't know.
But I'm certainly not from that area. Not at all. I'm not Indian anyway.
You're not Indian.
No, I'm not Indian. I'm not Pakistani. I'm not Afghani. I'm not.
What are you? Persian.
Yeah, you can say that.
I'd say you're Persian. You understand what I said, Chaturasti, didn't you?
Khubasti.
Khubusti. The Farsi's coming out of you now. Huh? We suck it out of you, mate. This guy are you from Iran?
I'm from US.
No, originally you're from Iran, aren't you?
No, I born in Turkey. Yeah,
I know, but your heritage is Iranian, isn't it?
Yeah, it could be. You know, who
It
knows?
is Iran. It is
Who
Iran.
knows?
It is
You know,
Iran.
the area there is. You know, is attached with everybody. You know, there is a highway of migration. You know, the there's a choke area, so everybody passed through that area. So you can
You're
be
Iranian, aren't
anybody.
you? Be honest with you, you're Iranian, aren't you? You're Iranian, aren't you?
I wouldn't consider myself to be Iranian.
No, you consider yourself to be US citizen. But you are
No.
Iranian.
Well,
Did you used to be a Muslim?
no, I never
I can't believe you got the name Naeem, and you're not a Muslim.
it is a
Or weren't a
Semitic.
Muslim.
It is a Semitic name. The
I don't
people
believe it.
use
I still don't believe it. I still don't believe your parents are Muslim.
The Jews use it.
Anyway, it's been entertaining, but I'm going to let you go now. All right.
Okay, sure, no problem.
But it's been a pleasure. Thank you for all the gaslighting. Appreciate it.
All right, no.
You're welcome. We sussed him out, didn't we? We sussed that guy out. He's a radiant. You sussed him out, actually. It sounds like well, you said Pashto, actually. That's kind of antithesis of Farsi, isn't it? That's like the opposite end. Nice guy, though. I think he's an excellent person.
Yeah, when you quoted a verse, I was about to pull up my giant clear Quran. I was like, "What verse was it?" But I was like, I just didn't. Bother. You know what? How does I continue trying to figure out where this guy's from?
No, it was Surah Al-Fussilat, chapter 41, verse 53.
Okay.
I can't even understand half of these names. Let me just try this one. King Sylv.
Yeah, how you guys doing?
All right, mate. How you doing?
I know this guy from TikTok.
Beautiful.
You know him
That's
from
amazing.
TikTok. Okay.
Amazing.
Yeah.
That sounds promising.
Can we like engage or?
Yeah, let's engage. You're welcome.
Beautiful. So you do have a topic to challenge Islam. Beautiful. Well, I want to bring.
What do you sound like? Anyone told you sound like Donald Trump? Beautiful.
Yeah.
Right, go on, mate.
So here's the thing, brother. According to the qawl of Mujahid. Now, let me take it to Surah Al-Isra 79. I always had I always wondered, and I want to see what's with the, like what's up with that ayah. Surah Al-Isra 79, it says that Allah will give a high praiseworthy to Muhammad. Okay. Now, if we go to tafsir, of interpretation of Mujahid. Okay, just like for example, بيان تلبيس الجامعي في تفسير بدعم الكلامية. According to Ibn Taymiyyah's book, now most of the scholars affirms this, by the way, that Allah will make Muhammad sit with him in that same throne. Now, Ibn Qayyim al-Jawziyya, can I please finish?
Let him finish.
Let me finish.
Okay.
And I could definitely quote the books and everything if you guys owe me. I have no problem with that. So now, Ibn Qayyim al-Jawziyya, he's the student, disciple of Ibn Taymiyyah. He quotes that same thing. He says that Allah will make him sit with him on that same throne. And the isnad of the hadith is sahih. Okay? And a lot of scholars within Ahlul Salaf affirms this athar. Now, if Muhammad is going to sit on the throne of Allah in the day of judgment with him, now we know for a fact that one of Allah's attributes is being al-ilu, which is above everyone.
Are you Muslim or not Muslim?
I'm not a Muslim.
No, he's not. No.
So why is he saying
No,
we
not a
know?
Hamza, here's the thing. He's bringing up the topic. So the reason why Hamza I mentioned this is because this is a well-known guy who routinely insults Allah his messenger on TikTok, and he actually had a full-blown. He had a full. 1 second. This guy had a full-blown debate. Excuse me. This guy had a full. Guys, you gotta understand. This guy had a full-blown debate on this topic.
Can we engage though?
And it's like,
can you just shut up?
Yeah,
Can you just shut up a second, please? Okay, continue, Ramsey.
Yeah, so very simple. This guy had a full-blown debate. I don't know how long ago it was, but it hasn't been too long. Had a full-blown debate on this topic. They bring up the same topics day after day after day after day, and this is why I was skeptical.
Can you defend it? Would you guys be able to defend it at least, or
have you responded to it before, Ramsey?
He said that to Omar on TikTok. They said the same exact thing.
Can we engage with it, or are we just gonna yap over?
Okay, 1 second, Ramsey. The thing is, you see, Ramsey, what we do in the arena, we have different perspectives as well.
I know.
So I'd like to hear how Yemeni would respond to this nonsense. Yeah.
Well then, first things first.
Can I please, brother? I wasn't even done, and I literally got interrupted. Can I like just finish, and I'll let you?
No. What I'd rather you do, I'd rather you make your point, your claim, or whatever, and then you can support the evidences. I don't need the evidences first. So what's your point and claim?
My point is, okay, since Allah is attributes, one of his attributes is being al-ilu, which is above everyone. If he's gonna make Muhammad sit with him on that same throne, Allah is no longer going to be above everyone. Now, there's another book, Al-Sunnah, from...
No, I'm not interested in your reasoning.
No, I know. It's the same
point. Right, but stop giving me your reasoning.
He's giving the evidence. He's trying to give the evidence. The problem
we don't need the evidences right now.
To actually finish,
we don't need to hear the evidences right now. We don't need to hear the evidences right now. I just want to hear the claim.
Then how am I going to get to my point if you can't just
let me... No, because we'll interrogate you. Don't worry. Okay, so the point is this. You're saying that you've read in Hadith as such that Allah says he'll share his throne with Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Yeah, is that correct?
That is correct. Yes, according to the qawl of Mujahid, which he
and then your conclusion is what?
The conclusion is one of Allah. Do you agree that one of Allah's attributes is being above everyone?
What is the conclusion?
Brother, do you agree that one of Allah's attributes is being above everyone?
Just come to your conclusion, mate. Just come to your
conclusion. The conclusion is this is a shirk, when he's going to make Muhammad sit with him in that same throne, and one of Allah's attributes is being al-ilu. Now, just let me finish. Now, according to Kitab al-Sunnah from Abu Bakr says that
you're doing it again. You're doing it again. You're doing it again.
Physically.
You're doing it again. Relax. We'll interrogate you. Don't worry. No. You've made your point. Your point is a very simple point. What you're saying is, if Allah is going to share his throne with Muhammad, it means that Allah is not above him. He's equal to him.
That is correct.
That's the point you're making.
Because a couple other books.
And then you say, one second. And then you're saying that's shirk.
Yes, that is shirk.
What is shirk? Shirk according to who?
Because according to you guys believe that he's only a prophet.
What is shirk? What is shirk?
Shirk is when you associate partners.
But you're saying Allah is saying Allah is making Muhammad a partner.
Correct. He's going to make him sit with him on
Right.
that
So
same
shirk would only
throne.
matter. So shirk would only matter when it comes between us and Allah, isn't it?
Well, there is a different type of shirk. Okay, so when Muhammad is going to be in the same high level as Allah, don't you consider that shirk?
It's whether Allah considers it shirk, not us. Okay. So
So you don't
okay, I've got
consider that
I got the
shirk?
gist of your argument. I got the gist of your argument. Okay,
So is
Yemeni.
Allah sharing his attributes, being above
All right.
everyone, with Muhammad as well?
Shush. Okay, Yemeni, you've heard the argument, isn't it? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Do you want to respond?
Yeah.
Yes, please. If you could just
Oh,
respond
shut
to me.
up!
If you could
Shut
just
up,
have a...
please. Just shut up.
I don't
He's
know why you're
responding.
getting mad already.
Okay, I'll do it this way. Go on, continue.
Oh, it's just like, the thing is, he's going to try and quote Ibn al-Jawzi and Mujahid and whatnot. The thing is, none of them say that Rasul salam huwa ala arsh rabbina. Yeah, he won't say that, right? That he is on the throne of our Lord. Or Rasul salam istawa ila al-arsh, right? It won't say any of that, right? To put it on par of the throne, in terms of the day of judgment and everything, we know that Rasul will be doing sujood in front of the throne for an extended period of time until Allah gives him permission to lift his head, and that his station is the highest station in Jannah, not on the throne of Allah, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala doesn't sit on the throne, right? We have all of these people that speak Arabic and they like to quote others. There's another Arab that likes to say, oh, the scholar said about Allah, oh, jalas ala al-arsh, right? So what if the scholar says that? We know that this is not true because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala doesn't use this terminology. So it's about, establish this from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and the Rasul salam, right? And then the Sahaba, right? Now he's talking about Mujahid. I'm curious to see where this evidence is and where this terminology is
I'll
used.
bring him back now.
If I could mention something, Hamza, this is something they routinely do. It's an inconsistent methodology they have. One day they'll try to put their own spin on the Quran. They'll read an ayah of the Quran and they'll intentionally ignore what all the mufassirin, what all scholarship says on it. They will intentionally do that, but then they'll go to the ends of the earth when they think it fits their agenda. These guys aren't interested in actually understanding the Quran. They just want their own spin to be on the Quran, because when the scholarship and when other verses of the Quran, when the ahadith of the Prophet, peace be upon him, when the books of tafsir, when literally everything else refutes or disagrees with their understanding of the Quran, with their spin, they ignore it all. But then as soon as they think that maybe a view of one particular scholar agrees with them, they'll quote it like it's scripture. It's just a very inconsistent, insincere methodology. I noticed
he just left. By the he left backstage as well. I didn't kick him.
And it's not just him, by the way. This is something that I found.
No.
It's actually a shame. It's actually a shame because I wanted him to bring up.
I wanted him to bring
his stuff, and the Arabs who think that they can come to us and challenge Islam, I have fun with them.
I know. That's why I wanted you to just. I wanted to hear his claim. I didn't care about the details of it right now. That will come in the interrogation. But initially, I wanted to hear what he's saying. He's basically saying in hadith, Muhammad is going to share the throne of Allah, which would then mean that Allah's not above it, and this is shirk. I'm like, okay. That's your claim. Let's hear a response to it. But he left. He was backstage. He left. So is where it is.
Like I said, he debated this entire topic a long time ago with the brothers, and he just brings the same questions day after day after day.
Okay, no problem. Well, we are on TikTok, so we are going to get the TikTok. Not us. I think this guy's is he a Muslim or what? 111222.
Hey, hi. You can hear me?
Are you Muslim or not Muslim?
Yeah, I'm Muslim. But
yeah, okay. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam.
Okay, this is a stream for non-Muslims, my brother, to challenge Islam. It would make no sense for you to come here.
Hamza, we've been live on TikTok this entire time.
Yes, mate.
How do you not get completely banned on TikTok? Because
I don't know. I banned off my main account.
I've lost 3 accounts. SubhanAllah.
Yeah. I mean, I can't go live on one of my accounts. This is the smaller account, but we just use this for the lies. All right, King Silver's back. You ready for your interrogation, Yemeni?
Yeah, go.
All right, beautiful. I don't know why I was kicked, because I was trying to get the topic, but I got kicked out of nowhere. But no problem. It's okay.
No, I removed you because you didn't shut up, and then I went to bring you back, and you left backstage.
Okay. I was trying to get to my point, but I got interrupted like 2 times. So, I mean.
طيب اولا من الرسول صلى الله عليه وسلم. First of all, give me a statement from الرسول عليه السلام, because the Rasul عليه السلام did speak about his station, right? About how close he is with Allah. So, tell me from الرسول عليه السلام what his station is.
Beautiful. So you're bringing, assumption to what I'm actually bringing as well. So are you going to tell me that Mujahid did not know what he was doing, or what did he say when he bought this?
I'm asking you. Say قال الرسول صلى الله عليه وسلم حدث, عن.
Oh, beautiful.
اسم عن الرسول صلى الله عليه وسلم قال.
The chain.
Right,
Okay.
and then he goes on to explain that he is going to be on the throne with Allah.
Beautiful. So you want the chain. Beautiful. Now, do you take Ibn Taymiyyah, the Sheikh of Islam, as an authoritative?
Subhanallah, give me the hadith. We know,
Beautiful.
you already know that Sheikh al-Islam Ibn Taymiyyah rahimahullah, we take him as an authority. However,
Beautiful.
to say that he's hold on a second.
Good,
however, to say to us, right, that he's a hujjah upon us, this would be a false statement, right?
Okay. What if I show you not only him, but 90% of people, 90%
No,
of
no. I do not care about 90% of the scholars saying something. Yeah, there's a lot of scholars, like I mentioned, if you were listening, I mentioned, there are many scholars that attribute julus to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala ala al-arsh, yeah? Allah jalasa ala al-arsh. This is wrong. This is wrong. Okay? So, like I said, the ulama, they are not our hujjah. This is why I say to you, if you want to give me something that I have to stick to, الذي حج علينا قل قال الرسول صلى الله عليه وسلم, and then go on. So give me something that you can hold to. So give me a hadith from the Rasul صلى الله عليه وسلم stating that he's going to be on the arsh of Allah, not with the throne of Allah.
Yeah, the reason why it's hujjah, I'll tell you why it's hujjah, because
it's not hujjah. You don't need to.
Can I please finish? Every time that I speak, I get interrupted. This is what I'm talking about. Okay, so 90% of Ahlul Sunnah wal Jama'ah, even Ahlul Salaf, affirms this athar, and whoever that rejects it, he's a Jahmi and he's a kafir.
أنا من السلف.
Huh?
أنا من السلف.
Okay, beautiful. You're from the Salaf. Can I please finish, scholar?
ما هو منهج السلف?
Can I please finish? You're asking a question that is irrelevant to what I'm actually bringing.
No, it's not. Because the Salaf, no. Look, the thing is, you're failing at the basics here.
Are we going to control this or what?
I'll tell you why. Because I'm not going to let you carry on, with all these false premises. When we talk about
false premises, then can you show me otherwise that it's a false premises?
Like I said to you,
I'm waiting.
In terms of the Salaf, right? In terms of our aqidah, we have our aqidah, which is clear that our Rasul is not upon the throne, okay, of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala at any point, right?
Okay.
Secondly, the manhaj of the Salaf, right? The methodology of the Salaf is that the scholars, yes, they are an authority, but they are not hujjah, right? It is not incumbent upon us to say we are not muqallidun, right? We don't do taqleed of the ulama. That's why they are not hujjah on us. So what is a hujjah on us is the statement of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and the statement of Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So what I need you to do is give me a statement. If you want to stick me to something, stick me to the statement of Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam or the statement of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that says that Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam will be upon the arsh of Allah.
Beautiful. So where did they get this athar? For example, like all the scholars, for example.
No, stop.
Can I please finish?
No.
I'm trying to get to
my
point.
You was asked a direct question. You was asked a direct question.
I got his question.
Well, I'm going to make sure you answer that question then. Okay. Your question was.
To answer
okay, 1 second then. I'll ask you the question in my way. Okay. Have you got a hadith from the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu saying what you're saying?
Beautiful. So this
stop saying beautiful like it means something.
I'm trying.
Why do you keep saying beautiful?
Answer your question.
Why are you saying beautiful?
And I answer your question. Who is Mujahid? Here's the thing. Let me answer his question.
No. I'm going to ask you the question again, or I'm just.
I got his question.
Right. So what's the question?
His question is: can you show me Okay, an author that goes back, traces back to the Prophet.
Do you have a hadith? Yes.
I got you. I'm trying my best.
All right. Okay.
Okay.
ما عنده. He doesn't have a hadith. He has an
How
athar.
do you know that I don't have?
Oh, no,
You're trying to answer. Okay.
Because you would have done it by now. The athar, the thing is
I
as well.
can't even do it when I keep getting interrupted.
I'm going to say this last thing, and then I'm going to let you speak.
Go ahead. But please, let me go ahead and answer your question, because you're not letting me. You ask a question, but then you interrupt me when I started speaking.
When I ask you for a hadith of Rasulullah and you speak to me about an athar of a Sahabi, right? Even if it is Ibn Abbas, right? First and foremost, okay. Again, you're going to Ibn Abbas as if he's hujjah alayna. He's not in his tafsir, okay, of the Quran. Yeah, yes, he is a great mufassir, no doubt about it, but he is still not a hujjah, okay, upon us. So I'm actually making the task easy for you. I'm asking you to give me something that I have that I can't, wriggle my way out of, which is a statement of Rasulullah. So when you say Ibn Mujahid met Ibn Abbas and Ibn Abbas radiallahu anhu said this, no problem, right? This is documented, right? I'm interested in this athar, but first and foremost, give me a statement from Rasulullah.
Beautiful, thank you. Can I please speak? And
if
I
you
would
say
like
beautiful
to
again, I'm going to kick you on principle.
So I don't think it's registering in your
Why
head.
are we-
So let me just help you. If it's, I don't think it's registering. If they ask you for a, if
Can
they ask
I
you for an apple-
finish? I understand his question, Ramzi.
You can.
Can I
You
speak?
can.
Because I keep getting interrupted.
Just to be clear, just stop playing victim. Stop playing victim. You can speak, but the problem
Go.
is every time you're asked for an apple, you keep going to oranges. Enough oranges. They want the apple. They want the hadith. What's the
Right,
hadith?
so
Go ahead.
final question. Can you produce a hadith from the Prophet ﷺ saying what you're claiming?
Yes.
Give
I
us-
could definitely
give us
do
the
that.
hadith number.
Why? Because can I
Okay, give me the hadith.
please
Give me the hadith.
finish? Please finish. Have patience. Okay. Now, who is Mujahid? Mujahid is the student
Doing it
of
again.
Ibn
He's
Abbas.
doing it again. What the hell is wrong with these people?
Just let him go.
This is why it's so fun to deal with these people. They know exactly what we're saying. They know exactly what a hujjah is, but they will never go to the hujjah. All right? Allah.
I swear, you keep. I swear, if you ask him for an apple,
they act like victims.
I swear, if you asked him for an apple, he'd go to every orange on earth
I'm
before he
pretty
brought
sure
you
this
an
guy's a
apple.
Muslim.
I want.
Salam alaikum. Are you a Muslim?
Oh, subhanallah.
I'll be.
Oh my God, he's in the same boat as Sylv.
Is he another one of these guys?
Same crowd, same exact crowd. Oh my God.
Let's see what he's got to say. Let's see if he can do better.
Yeah.
I'll
Can you hear
be.
me?
I'll be. Yeah, we can hear you. Yes.
How are you?
All right, mate.
Alhamdulillah.
Are you Muslim?
No, I'm Christian.
He's not. He's in the same boat as Sylv. Yeah.
Okay, Ramsey, relax. Yeah, what do you want?
Well, regarding topic,
What topic?
Topic that you guys were just discussing. I was just curious, how does it feel to get cooked by an Assyrian, Sam Shamoun, and now get cooked by a Chaldean?
I've never debated Sam Shamoun.
I'm just saying, how does it feel? But with that being said-
Explain. Oh, sorry. Who here has debated Sam Shamoun?
I'm sure you watched the recent debate.
No, who here has debated Sam Shamoun?
You guys are not foolish enough. I think you're smart.
Right. So we've not debated Sam Shamoun. So why are you asking us how does it feel to be cooked by him?
Yeah, well, Islam in general, but nonetheless.
No. You came
I
on
do have
here
a
and
question,
said,
though,
how
regarding
does
the
it
side of
feel?
Allah.
You see, here's the delusion in you. You came on
What's the
here
delusion?
asking how we felt being cooked by that last guy who's talking absolute nonsense. And then you say, how do we feel like being cooked by a guy that we've never even gone in the kitchen with?
Isn't
how
Islam
stupid that makes you look?
Do you know how
stupid that makes you look? You know how disingenuous that makes you look?
Islam and Ummah?
Seriously. Seriously.
If it makes you feel better.
Stupid are these people.
I mean, for the record, I do have about 20 YouTube shorts absolutely embarrassing Sam Shamoun. So I mean, maybe that's what he's talking
How
about.
stupid are these people? They keep saying to me, "Oh, Hamza, you got cooked by Sam." I've never even been debated Sam. How can I get cooked by a guy I've never been in the kitchen with? It's just.
I'll be honest with you, Hamza. That was honestly. I'll be honest with you. Like, I think the brothers did well in that debate, but I think they were way too generous to debate someone on that.
I've heard that they
were way too generous.
Great. I heard they didn't do too great in the initial openings, but the final one they were. But I haven't watched it yet, so I don't have an opinion because I've not watched it. But from what I've heard, it wasn't great because you know what? With Sam, he's the rhetorical master, and you've got to deal with him. And the problem with, and this is why I don't really want to deal with him. You have to get in the gutter with him, man. You have to get dirty. You have to speak in this despicable way he speaks to look like you're matching his energy. And I just don't want to do that, me personally. Steve.
Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm all right, mate.
Just wanted to come up and my favorite verse of the Quran is the one that says that Jesus is God, equal to Allah, and so it's
like
chapter 931.
Oh my God, I know this one. I know exactly what he's about to say.
And what about that verse that actually says if Allah wanted, he could have destroyed him and his mother? What do you think of that verse, Steve?
Well, Muhammad.
No, can you answer that question?
I'm more interested in
931. That's fine. We can get to that.
It's nice to see you talk. You've been so quiet the whole time. I wrote a comment about you. You're just sitting there like a teddy bear, and so it's nice to see you talking. It's nice to see you talking. But can we stay on topic?
I've been talking like 60% of the time.
I know you guys. I
was the one that was actually quiet most of the time.
Better cat.
I think I spoke the most out of all of you guys.
Yeah, exactly. You did.
What is he talking?
You don't get to come on here and insult my guest. Are you mad?
What's up, Hamza?
Yes. What?
I'm just wondering why didn't you debate Arul?
Who?
I'm sorry.
Arul from Speaker Corner. You remember when he said to you, "Why do you sleep like a bear?" Remember that?
Yeah, I got interested in speaking with him.
Why?
Because I don't like him.
Does he have most fact?
No.
He doesn't. Arul is not a person of knowledge.
No, he's really bad. His arguments are so bad, and
no, but the view I have seen.
Look, listen. Debate in Islam, debating is only recommended when it's beneficial. To debate someone like Arul is not beneficial.
Pointless.
But
he's what you call he is pointless.
Imam Shafi once said, "I've never had a discussion with an idiot and won. Never had a discussion with a smart person and lost." So there you go. There's your answer.
Okay, so what's your guys' thought on
Who are you anyway? Who are you anyway?
From 2 days ago.
These are all just fangirls. They're all just fangirls coming in.
Who are you? Who are you? You sound about 12. How old are you?
I'm 17.
You sound like 12, mate.
I know you can, bro. My voice is like this. I can't change it.
Yeah. Unfortunately, you need to be 18 to come on here.
Grow up, dude.
So come back when you're 18. When you're 18.
Hamza, come on, man.
Yeah, you're a child, mate. You're a pup.
How am I a child? 17.
Yeah, you're a child. You're a child.
I have literally like 50% knowledge.
If you're a Muslim, you would be considered a man, but unfortunately, you're not.
You're a child, mate.
By their laws.
I'm considered as a man, as a Christian.
You're a child, mate. You're a child, mate. You played your Power Rangers 4 years ago. You're a child, mate.
Nah, Hamza.
You are. You're a child.
You know the fact.
We don't pick on childs. We don't pick on children here.
Hamza, your face is red when I say Arul. You heard the name.
My face is red when I say Arul. Oh, you my idiot.
What?
You are a child, mate. Ray J.
What is it with the quality of the guests today?
They're all just fangirls. They're just fangirling over other people.
I think I blame TikTok. Ray
I think that's it. I think honestly, just turn off TikTok. That'll filter it out.
I'm enjoying it. Okay.
How you doing?
I'm all right, mate. How you doing?
Good to hear, bro. Okay, so in Quran 287, it states that
I just want to do this already. Seriously.
I'm still here or what?
Yeah, you're still there.
Right.
Can you introduce yourself? What do you believe in? Are you a Christian?
He's a Christian.
Yeah,
100% Christian.
Christian. Yeah, Christian, bro. Have you know the Surah 287?
Oh, shut up and just make your point. Just make your point. What's your confusion?
So,
What's worrying you? What's stressing you? What's exciting you? What's disturbing you? Just say it.
yeah.
Just speak.
So in this surah, it's talking. Yeah.
Do you not know how to
Okay.
make an argument? How to make a claim? You've been waiting to come on here.
Yeah.
You think, okay, so when I read this verse, blah 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 blah, how do you understand it? What does it mean? Or does it mean this? Or does it have
Yeah.
something
I'm
to
about
say?
to. I'm about to, bro.
All right, I'm going to give you an opportunity. Go.
Go. Let's go. Okay. So in this surah, it's talking about Moses and Jesus, right? And the prophets who got unalived and prophets who got rejected, right?
Not in this area.
Let him listen.
In the
This
same
is your
ayah.
argument, mate. Don't
Right.
ask us, oh, what does it say this? Does it say that? Come and tell us what it says. And
So
then hold us to
basically,
account for what it says.
my claim basically
My giddy
is talking about Moses and Jesus in the same ayah, and it's talking about people who got rejected and unalived in the same ayah. So my conclusion is that it's talking about Jesus getting unalived and Moses getting rejected.
Can I read it, Hamza? Can I read it, please?
Please do.
Okay. All right. Indeed, this is the clear Quran, by the way. For this is the clear Quran, by the way.
Yeah.
Indeed, Indeed, we gave Moses the book and sent after him successive messengers, and we gave Jesus, son of Mary, clear proofs and supported him with the Holy Spirit. Why is it that every time a messenger comes to you, Israelites, with something you do not like, you become ignorant, rejecting some and killing others? Rejecting some and killing others, not rejecting some and killing all.
Right,
and from
but
their
in the-
perspective, they killed them. So
That was easy.
It's
In
not
the
a problem
context,
either.
it's still
That
talking
was
about
easy. It
Jesus and
doesn't say
Moses.
they're all killed. It says killing others. It doesn't rejecting some and killing others.
Didn't they kill John the Baptist?
Yeah.
Bro, in the same ayah, it's talking about Jesus and Moses.
Okay.
In the same
No, but
ayah.
but it does say, but it actually does say that why is it that every time a messenger comes to you, Israelites, right, with something you do not like? So were those the only two prophets that were sent to the people of Israel?
No, but it's the two prophets that got named
They got named for what reason?
because they got killed and crucified.
No, that's not. Read the ayah again.
Was Moses
Well,
killed?
Yeah.
Read the ayah again, man.
Okay, yeah.
Why?
It's basic comprehension.
Moses got rejected.
Look, Ray, have you read the Quran?
No.
He doesn't
Unfortunately, no.
Right, no. Right. So here's the problem you've got.
I already know. It's rejected.
Do you know the problem
I
you've
know.
got? Do you know the problem you've
I
got? I'll tell you the problem you've got. You do exactly what the Quran says you will do. Yeah? You ignore explicit verses and you fish in the ambiguous.
This isn't even ambiguous stuff, if you ask
No,
me.
no, I know it's not. But I'm just giving an example because if you want to use the Quran as an evidence for you, there's an explicit verse in the Quran where it says Jesus wasn't killed.
I know.
Standard. Right. Clear. Explicit. Okay. This one here doesn't even say what you think it says. Does it? Like you said, it's not even ambiguous.
No,
it's a stretch.
No, if I could just read it one more time. Just
So what you mean is that you have to state with the exact words for.
Hold on, one second.
No, I didn't say that
There's
either.
no way. Hold on, one second. Indeed, we gave Moses the book and sent after him successive messengers. Okay, so they gave Moses the book and sent after him messengers. Okay, is that clear so far?
Jesus is the prophet.
Hold on, stop. Right? Just, I don't need eisegesis. I didn't order eisegesis. Just simple, very simply. Indeed, we gave Moses the book and sent after him successive messengers. So Moses was given a book and messengers were sent after him. And we gave Jesus, son of Mary, clear proofs and supported him with the Holy Spirit. Okay, good. Why is it? This is a rhetorical question. Why is it that every time a messenger comes to you, Israelites, with something you do not like, you become arrogant, rejecting some and killing others? Did the Israelites reject some prophets?
Yeah, most.
Good. Did they kill some prophets?
Yeah, Jesus.
Hold on, 1 second. That you can believe that if you like. We're talking about the Quran. Does the Quran say they killed all those prophets?
No.
Good. So therefore, you're assuming that they killed Jesus is just your Christian eisegesis.
Did he just say that they rejected Moses?
He did.
Yeah. The thing is, subhanAllah, he was saying as well, like, this verse is talking about Jesus, about killing the prophets because Jesus is mentioned. But Musa alayhi salam is mentioned as well. So if he's talking about these two, did they kill Musa alayhi salam? No.
No, but Jesus.
No, what he's trying to say is Moses was the one they rejected.
Exactly.
But it says
But
rejected.
it didn't reject Moses.
No, it says rejected some and killed others. It
No,
says
but he's trying to. So what
Yeah.
he's trying to do, he's trying to make Moses the one who is rejected.
Exactly.
Jesus is the
That
one
was-
who's going to be killed.
that was
and
the
Moses
point
has
that
to
I
be
was
the one
trying to
who
make.
rejected.
Yeah.
But
It's an
ironically,
accurate.
the
It's an
Jews didn't
accurate
reject Moses.
statement, bro.
It doesn't
It's
even
accurate.
say
reject Moses.
وَقَفَّيْنَا مِن بَعْدِهِ بِالرُّسُلِ, right? So it doesn't actually just mention Musa or Isa. It says it mentions all the messengers that were
Others.
sent. Yeah.
No, he mentioned them.
Anyway,
by name.
wait. One second.
Rejected
By
some
name.
and killed others. It doesn't say rejected Moses and killed Jesus.
Ray,
In the
Ray,
same
look at
same
this.
ayah is by
Ray,
name.
Ray, look at this, okay? Moses is one messenger that is mentioned over here, right? And then what does it
Right.
say? Successive messengers. It doesn't even say just one.
Hmm.
Okay, it says successive messengers, plural.
And we gave Jesus, son of Mary.
Right. That's fine. But why are you ignoring this part? Why are you ignoring this part?
Jesus is after him.
This guy has
That's
tunnel
why-
vision. I'm telling you.
This is why Isa alayhi salam is mentioned after the successive messengers. Yeah? وَقَفَّيْنَا مِن بَعْدِهِ بِالرُّسُلِ وَآتَيْنَا عِيسَى ابن مريم البينات وَأَيَّدْنَاهُ بِرُوحِ الْقُدُسِ. Right? So it's giving you the succession here. Right? The chronology. Musa alayhi salam came first with the book, and after him came successive messengers.
Look at the second understanding. O children of Israel, with what your souls did not desire, you were arrogant, and a party of messengers you denied, and another party you killed.
Okay, can I bring a ambiguous another?
No, I'm just going to say goodbye, Ray, because I'm going to be honest with you, dude.
SubhanAllah, that's what you guys have against Islam. Like, you guys should be ashamed of yourself, man.
Nothing, bro. I'm just trying to get to the truth.
No, you're
You
not.
know?
No, you're not. You're so disingenuous. It's unreal.
No, you're not.
Anyway, it's as far as that. That's what you get. Case dismissed, mate. Yeah, we're not even gonna entertain anything past that. All right, we just don't do it. Farid Amin, you're a Muslim, man.
I'm not gonna lie, I did enjoy. I've always wanted to pull out. I just love pulling out the giant print of the Quran.
Yeah, mashallah.
All right.
Nice.
Let's see here. What do we got?
Can you stop flexing, please?
I know.
Okay, one second. Farid, are you Muslim? Farid, are
Can you hear
Muslim?
me?
Yeah, are you Muslim?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, salam alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.
This is a stream for non-Muslims, dude. Forgive me. Strength by God. You muted, mate.
Hello?
Hello.
Yeah, I have a question. I'm curious, in Islam, is Allah the only intercessor and mediator that a person has?
No, subhanallah. Read what do you call it? Ayatul Kursi, chapter 2, verse 2.
Just answer his question. Forget me, hasn't read the Quran.
No, let them read, because they need
Look,
to.
look. We know exactly. Look. Come on. We know exactly what his point is.
Yeah,
he's going to say, "Well, the Quran's going to intercede for you," aren't you?
I can try.
That's what he's gonna roll with.
Rasulullah is going to intercede for us,
and the Quran's gonna come talking and it's going to intercede.
Oh, but
I'm just curious.
Anyway, answer his question. Let's answer his question.
Intercession. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Allah, what do you call it, grants permission for others to intercede. He's not the only one that will intercede for us.
Okay. What about Surah Al-An'am, chapter 6, verse 51?
I know the verse he's talking about.
Yeah, which says, "Warn hereby those who fear, because they know that they will be gathered unto their Lord, for whom there is no protecting ally nor intercessor beside him, that they may ward off evil."
Yeah.
How does that?
Who's that talking about?
With him allowing other intercessors.
Who is he talking about?
No, who's that talking about? Is that for all people? Who is that talking about? Because not everyone's going to get an intercessor, right? You think the people who worship Jesus and worship, I believe God has kids, and you think the disbelievers, the people who curse God and as His messenger, they're going to have intercessors? Of course not.
Probably not.
Right? No, of course not. It's a guarantee they will not. Right? So it's that simple. Now, obviously, the believers are the Prophet Muhammad, we believe, will intercede for us. If you recite the Quran, your qira'ah, your recitation of the Quran will intercede for you. There's various forms. If I'm not mistaken, Yemeni, help me out. Isn't it that even your family members, or if I'm not mistaken, or maybe correct me if I'm wrong, Actually, not take that back. I don't want to speak out of ignorance. But anyway, forget that. But bottom line, yes, we will have intercessors, though the believers.
Okay. Do you have a distinction in the terms intercessor and mediator? Are those words synonymous in your belief, or do they have different definitions? I'm just curious.
Different.
They're different? Okay. Could you define mediator for me?
Well, from the perspective of the Arabic language, when someone yashfa, right, does the shifa, is to intercede for you, right, which means like someone is stepping in, right, to do something for you, right. Whereas mediation is a sort of a what's it called?
Making an agreement.
Make an agreement, yeah.
On your behalf.
Okay. Yeah. And I think the connection's kind of bad. I didn't hear your first definition, but I heard your second one. It's been cutting out. I don't know. Okay, hold on. What was your first definition you said before the second one? I'm sorry.
Yeah. So the intercession is when someone steps in for you, right? To do, to help you out, basically. Whereas a mediator comes between you and another party.
See, in Islam, we don't have a problem with the concept of intercession. Okay, we have a problem with turning that object or person of intercession into the object of worship. That's a difference that you have to understand. Okay. Also, in Allah Subhanahu wa Taala clearly says in the Quran that all of the intercession will be allowed by Him, so nobody can intercede with Him without His permission.
Exactly.
Chapter 2, verse 255. It clearly says, "Who is that can intercede with Him except by His permission?" We do know that the Prophet ﷺ, he actually tried to intercede. He actually, on behalf of his uncle or his parents, he tried to intercede, and it was rejected by Allah Subhanahu wa Taala.
Does Allah intercede Himself?
Why would Allah?
What do you mean?
So that question doesn't make sense, because intercede kind of means it doesn't make any sense. God, there's no one for God. Who is God interceding between us? It doesn't.
That's a great question. Because I have a hadith here in Sahih al-Bukhari, volume 9, book 93. Yeah. It says, the prophet added, "Then the prophets and angels and the believers will intercede. And last of all, the Almighty Allah will say, now remains my intercession. He will then hold a handful of fire from which he will take out some people whose bodies have been burnt, and they will be thrown into a river at the entrance of paradise called the water of life." So the problem I'm seeing is, if Allah is interceding and mediating on behalf of sinners, then whom does He intercede and mediate to? After all, you just stated intercession and mediation.
You just answered the question yourself in your statement. Yemeni will elaborate.
Yeah. So Allah Subhanahu wa Taala, when He says in the hadith, and this is true, Allah's intercession is the last one, right? So when all the other intercession that He has permitted finishes, right, and people are still in the hellfire because of their sins and everything, Allah Subhanahu wa Taala intercedes. So intercedes, and so He gets involved, right? He gets involved Himself, and this is where He pulls the people out of hellfire and takes them into Jannah. This is from the rahmah of Allah Subhanahu wa Taala. So Allah Subhanahu wa Taala, and when does this happen? This happens when the people have served their time, right, for their punishment, but they are believers, right? And Allah Subhanahu wa Taala, in His mercy, if you have an atom's weight of iman in your heart, Allah will intercede for you on the day of judgment. When you're being punished and everything, and He will bring you out, dip you into the river outside of Jannah, which essentially regenerates you, and then He enters you into paradise. And there's a beautiful hadith as well regarding the last person who comes out of Jahannam, right? He's dipped into the water, and Allah asks him if he's felt any of the punishment, and the man says no, and then he sees the gates. It's quite a lengthy hadith, but Allah Subhanahu wa Taala gives him a little bit of a taste of Jannah every a little bit more of the taste of Jannah every time. And the man is he's always saying, you know, oh Allah, this is enough for me. But then Allah shows him something else, and then he says, oh Allah, can I have that? The nature of man, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in his mercy, and you know, he gives his servants more and more each time. And this is the status of the believer in Jannah.
So you're defining the intercession as the action of him interacting with the believers who are going to paradise hellfire. But so you're saying that that's a distinct kind of intercession from what the angels and the believers are doing.
Of course, this is
Those
something
are different kinds of intercession.
Yeah, this is something that no one has any comparison with. Right? In the same way that is with Allah in everything, right? Allah in all of his attributes and all of his actions, no one is like it. Right? So his intercession is far greater than that of the intercession of the believers and the angels.
And more required, because the other intercessions could well have saved them from the hellfire. These are people who were still doomed for the hellfire.
Despite the intercession.
And also keep in mind that every intercession happens by right? Ayatul Kursi, you know, who will intercede with Allah except by Allah's permission. So ultimately, all intercession ultimately is from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, or it happens by Allah's permission, you could say, right? You know, when the only reason, for example, the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, is able to intercede for us is because Allah allows it, right? So whether Allah does it himself or he allows someone else to do it, it's not like, how to say, it's all mercy of God.
Okay.
So this ayah, you know, chapter 6, verse 51, as we mentioned, this is understood in the light of those who are not believers, right, or who do not do righteous deeds. These are the people that they will find no intercessors, right? No one will intercede for them because, you know, they haven't done anything worthy of intercession. So this is why it's mentioned that they will have no protectors or no intercessors. And then it says at the end, لَعَلَّهُمْ يَتَّقُونَ, right? So this is a warning, right? This ayah is a warning that if you're not righteous, right, tell them that they will have no protectors or you know, no protectors or intercessors, so that they might become righteous, right? So it's addressing those who are not righteous. This is who it's alluding to.
Yeah, because and not to nitpick here, but I'm really trying to dig deep into what the Arabic means here, and I will butcher the Arabic because I don't speak it.
Then don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Yeah, how do you pronounce it? Shafa.
Shifa.
Yeah, and what it told me online was it's the act of pleading to God by an intimate friend of God, a Muslim saint, for forgiveness of a believing sinner. So
this is one form.
Yeah, but shouldn't the word there be mediator? Like, I would understand what you're saying if it was he's mediating it, but the word specifically used there is interceding. I feel like the word is being redefined. I mean, because you guys agreed they're not exactly the same word. Why is it not using the word mediation there? That would make sense if it was using that word.
No, it's not. Well, okay, yeah, sorry.
No, it's not mediation, because like I said, mediation is almost like it's someone that comes between you and a different party, right? Whereas this person that's interceding for you is not coming between you, right? It's not coming between you and Allah. Like, for example, the pagans of Quraysh, they would say that the idols were the mediators, right, between them and Allah. So that they have to get to Allah, they have to access Allah through them, right? That's in Islam, that would be someone who mediates, right?
Right.
Or who would be known as a mediator. And that's not our relationship with Allah, right? Whereas someone who steps in to ask Allah, on your behalf, this is permitted, right? Because he's no longer getting in the way; he's helping you out, right? So that's the one form of intercession where the angels and other human beings can intercede for you and ask Allah on your behalf, right? But when you mediate or saying, for example, like, I want to get to Allah, but I have to go through X, Y, and Z. No, this is not permissible, right? Unless and even then, people sometimes get confused. So one thing that we can do is, like, for example, I can say to Hamza, "Oh, Hamza, can you make dua for me?" Right? This is not me using Hamza to get Allah, to get to Allah, right? This is not what it is. All right, he's not a barrier between me and Allah. I'm just asking him to make dua for me, right? And I ask the same of the other brothers. We all do this, right? We'll all ask each other. You know, I pay Ramzi with duas. So
you're overdue. You're overdue big time.
Yeah, I know. So like, there's a difference, right? So you know, like Ramzi would ask Allah on my behalf, right? This is what intercession is. Whereas mediation will be like me saying, oh, you know, Ramzi, you know, I'm going to pray to you. I'm going to ask you for something, right? Which you cannot give.
This
right?
is sort of like, this reminds me of, like, for example, Catholics. You know, they pray to saints. You know, they go to God through saints. Like they need saints to get to God. This is kind of like what Catholics do. Of course, there's nothing like this in Islam.
You don't want an obstacle. You don't want.
But isn't the intercession mediation?
Here's the thing: the word intercession and mediation are they're used oftentimes interchangeably.
Oh no, because if you say like, so if someone's interceding, it means they're gonna like, let's say someone's interceding in between between you and Allah. It means they're gonna mediate to Allah. I mean, I don't see why you're making a difference. No. Why?
The way I understand it, like a mediator, he's like a go-between who helps resolve like sort of dispute or reconciles differences between two parties, right? Intercessor would be like you pray or plead to a person on behalf of someone else, right? But eventually the higher power will be the one that actually you know, accepts or denies it. That's the way I understand.
Wouldn't they intercede and mediate though?
The problem is the word intercede and mediate, like they're used almost interchangeably in English.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying to you. So wouldn't an intercede, so for example, exactly what you just said, you've got two parties. You've got one party who's done something wrong. You've got one party who's due to punish that person for doing that thing wrong. And that person who's interceding is going to mediate and say, look, for me, can you just forgive him?
Well, here's the thing. I
think the problem came when you tried to say intercession and mediation are two different things. When I think personally, the act of interceding is mediation.
Like
they both involve some form of intervention. That's they both involve intervention. That's why they seem in English they're almost, I guess you could say, synonymous. But you know.
But the mediator, it sort of gives an idea or impression that the person mediating has some sort of authority as well.
Yeah.
Right.
Let me just read this answer that I'm just reading. Sorry to interrupt you there, Fawad.
No,
it says, so the question is, what is Shafa? Yeah. Is it permissible in Islam? In a literal sense, the Arabic term Shafa, which is translated in English as intercession, is derived from the root word Shafa, meaning to append or join something to another. However, in the religious terminology, the term Shafa means a creature's mediation between Allah and another creature in delivering the good or driving away the evil, whether in this world or in the hereafter. It is the intercession made by some selected individuals before Allah on behalf of the sinners that would make them to be pardoned and overlooked for their sins. So I think a confusion occurs when you try to differentiate the two words personally. But this is just my opinion. But it seems to me the act of intercession would involve mediation. That's all I have to say. And I think that solves the problem of the guest question. Would you not agree? It was. Just say yes. And thank you for your answers. And I'm never going to ask this question again because I've had my answer.
But is that your only stumbling block?
All right. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, you're welcome. Okay. That's what I thought. But this is the reality. He should be thanking us that we responded to his concern. Because if he had this concern, even though he had a gotcha moment, you got to get up a little bit earlier than that. But I understand where the confusion does come when you try to differentiate the words. Do you not agree, Mr. Yemeni?
There is a slight difference in the words.
Is it? So the word Shafa means is intercession. But isn't the action of interceding mediation?
They could be used interchangeably, but as I said,
there is a distinction made in Islam between, those who do things, on your behalf, and because
no, but what does that mean? So let's say someone intercedes. What does that involve?
Well, I just looked up. Look, in English, I just looked up what intercede means. Intercede means to intervene on behalf of another, and then mediate. They say this. They say something similar. Intervene between people in a dispute in order to bring about an agreement or reconciliation. So I guess mediate denotes some sort of.
There is a distinction, because when we like Quraysh, they would use the idols to get to Allah, right? That would not be considered.
Yeah, that's different. That's different.
That would be intercession.
That's not intercession. That's a different thing.
Or like Christians using Jesus as a mediator to
this
God
is
the
this
Father.
is again. This is different again. So a mediator is the one you use to access God, for example.
That's
you
what I
can't go
was
to
saying.
God directly. Okay.
Right. So that's where the distinction is.
I get that distinction, but when it comes to forgive, the intercession on the Day of Judgment and such.
Yeah, I agree, but
where does even mediation come into it, unless it's part of the intercession?
No, because this is difficult, because they are very close, but when you're asking Allah, to do something for someone, right, or to forgive someone, you're not getting.
You're mediating.
Yeah.
You're mediating.
Yeah.
You're acting as a go-between.
Mm.
You're interceding. So intercession is kind of volunteering to be the mediator, if you like.
It seems like from what I can see.
It seems like interceding is like the kind of the action, and then the mediator is one who does the intercession.
I would say it seems like mediator is something that it's typically what's seen as like necessary. So, for example, there are people who believe they can't get to God the Father without a mediator.
That's fair. No, that's fair. I get that.
For example, Muhammad, peace be upon him, will intercede for us, but we don't believe that it's not in the sense of if Muhammad doesn't intercede, therefore, that's not the same.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying so Muhammad's going to intercede.
Yeah.
Which means he's going to come as a go-between.
No, but the thing is,
that's not the only way we can get to Allah. We can still,
and he's going to mediate.
The reason why we need to
forgiveness.
But the thing is, the reason why we need to make a distinction is because we're speaking about the Arabic language. It's not the English, right? That's why I'm struggling.
Yeah. So in Arabic, I understand. Shafa is the intercession.
So Shafa is
Shafa. Not Shifa.
No. Shifa
with an alif in it.
Shifa is Shafa. No, Shafa. Shafa'a is the root, right? Yeah. So, but Shifa'a is laman yashfa. So Shifa'a is different to wasila, right? You have to make the distinction between them. Wasila would be considered some mediation, whereas Shifa'a would be considered intercession. But
I understand. But
close. Yeah, but I'm talking about.
I'm doing it the way around.
Yeah. No, I'm just saying. Look, from the perspective of the Arabic
language,
the
other way around. You see, you could mediate to something to intercede on my behalf. Do you understand?
They closely.
But the key difference is, Hamza, the person mediating, does he have any authority?
No, that's not the point. No, the mediator. Look. People who mediate don't have authority. They do
if both parties they actually agree.
If they agree,
I am the one. Yeah, exactly.
If they agree,
right. Yeah.
So Allah's give permission for this person to be the mediator. Yes. And
but in terms of intercession, you can never actually say that the person interceding has any authority. He will never have any authority.
No. You can. He's got the permission of Allah to intercede.
But he doesn't have any authority. Allah
he's given the authority. He's given the authority to intercede.
I know what you mean, but and I understand where Brother Yemeni is struggling to, because it's just semantics, right? Because like in Arabic,
it's not semantics. It's just the Arabic language, because of its depth. Yeah. While it's still close, there is a significant difference, which makes one permissible and one not permissible. So you can't use them interchangeably, even though they're closely related.
Yeah.
That's
the issue.
No. But then you're misunderstanding what I'm saying. I'm not saying you can ask somebody to intercede.
No, I understand that. I'm talking about just the definition of the word. Shafa.
I think mediation is the conclusion of intercession.
Look, yeah, and just in the Arabic language, it's.
I'm English, mate. Welcome to England. That's how I would understand it. It's not a big deal. It's not. It's not.
No.
It's a huge matter. Anyway, next. I enjoyed that conversation. That was good. That was good.
By the way, Hamza, I have about like 10-ish minutes until I have to leave. Just to let you know, I don't want to leave.
Why? Where are you going? Where are you going?
I have to be somewhere in about an hour-ish.
Where are you going?
Somewhere over the rainbow.
No worries, dude. No worries, dude. Danny Davis.
Oh my God! Wow.
Hey, what's going on, gentlemen? How you doing?
Wow.
Is he another nut job from TikTok?
Yeah. Well, haven't heard his voice, and hasn't been long enough. But wow, it's been a while.
All right, let's hear Danny Davis.
Me and Rumsey actually interacted first on YouTube. It was Kenny's channel, if you remember back then, Rumsey.
Yeah, bro, I was like 19, man. I'm 22 now.
Yeah, no worries. It was a while ago. Anyways,
just 1 second, Danny. Just 1 second.
Oh yeah, go
Yemeni, people are saying in the chat you didn't finish what you were saying. Did you have something to say?
No. Alhamdulillah, finished.
Yeah, no problem. All right, continue, Danny.
All right, cool. Thank you. So I asked a question the other day in the debate with Sam and Daniel, Hijaz, all those guys. But it didn't seem like they didn't even bother answering the question. So I wanted to ask you guys. And
was it a stupid question?
I don't think it was stupid. You know, I mean, but you might.
I think it was a stupid question.
Okay, so in Hadith Musnad Ahmad.
Oh, it sounds stupid already.
But it's Hadith Musnad Ahmad.
It really does sound
3-7. Okay.
Don't bother with the reference, because Muslim Ahmed, depending on, there's so many different prints, the numbers change all the time. So give us the matan, the content of the hadith.
Okay, so it's 3788 if you guys can find it. But the context of the hadith, and I was wondering if it was sunnah.
Read it out. Read it out.
So the contents of the hadith are basically Muhammad Rasulullah, right, being ridden all night long by naked dark jinn. I was wondering if that's sunnah for you guys.
Read the hadith.
Say that what?
Danny, one second.
Is it sunnah for you guys?
One second.
Is what sunnah? Is what sunnah?
Being ridden by naked dark jinn.
No, it's not.
Do you know what sunnah is?
One second. No, it's not sunnah for us. No, it's not.
It's not. Okay.
That's a good question. What is a sunnah?
That's a good question.
Well, okay, so
did he just say this question? Is it?
Ramsey's question.
No. 1 second. I'm going to answer. I'm going to go in 1 second. 1 second. Did he just say that he asked this question to Daniel Hakikachu and thingy, and they didn't answer? And I asked him, was it a stupid question? And he says, no, I don't think so. And then he asked, I think one of the most stupidest questions I've ever heard asked on the arena.
Danny, I haven't heard
you.
Danny, I haven't heard your voice in such a long time, and you've been cooking this question that entire time. That this is what you've been cooking up all that time. I could have given you a list of terrible arguments that would have made you sound less like, how to say, deluded. Come on, man. Like, I got nothing else.
Beautiful. So sunnah.
You guys all say beautiful before you say something dumb.
Everyone says beautiful.
They all just say
what's in this?
They all say that before saying something dumb. For God's sake.
Yeah. Hamza, your mic's back up. Bring it down.
I said I'm kicking him for just saying the words beautiful.
Yeah.
Okay.
B.
That's strike one, by the way.
By the way, just so you guys know, there's a video of him and Avery having a conversation with Sheikh Othman where they both contradicted each other. That's how I know his face. That's how I know his face.
B, you muted. Blue Silver. You're muted, mate. You're muted.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yep.
Yes, we can hear you.
Hello.
Yes.
Oh,
yes, we can hear you.
So I have a question.
Is it a stupid question?
I would say so.
You would say so?
Yeah. Then asking intelligent.
Why are you asking a stupid
At least
question?
he's honest. I admire honesty, at least.
Why is he asking a stupid question?
Well, because personally, I am Muslim.
You are Muslim. Salam alaikum, my brother.
No, please.
Salam alaikum, my brother.
Please, brother.
Salam alaikum, my brother.
I am arguing with.
Come on, return my salams.
Brother,
Salam alaikum, my brother.
No, don't do it.
You've got to return my salam, my
Hamza,
brother.
1 second. Before you return your salam, you can come to either to my channel on Sunday or Fawad's channel tomorrow. If it's that good of a question, you can come to his channel tomorrow.
He said it's a stupid question.
I'm streaming on Sunday as well, so there you go. So now return to salams.
I'm streaming.
Salam alaikum, my brother.
Wa alaikum salam. Wa alaikum salam.
Cave Rolo. Or King Kia. Or King Kiai. King Kiai. Yes. King Guy. King Yai. Yes. Hello. Hello. Hello.
Yo, can you hear me? You're very quiet. Can you speak up a little bit, please? Can't hear you. Are you using headphones? Come on, ice cream.
I can't hear you. You're too quiet, mate. You're too quiet. Can you speak up? You went quieter.
Yeah.
He went quieter. How can he get any quieter?
You know, Hamza, that your Yoda voice is almost as good as my Joker voice.
That wasn't Yoda voice.
That's okay. Well, whatever it was.
That's what's his name from? What's it? Little Britain. What's his name?
Come on, ice cream. I want one.
My Yoda voice is.
No, yes, we shall know. You'll see.
That's my Yoda voice. Yeah. But this was my, you know, it's Little Britain when the geezer's in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
And he acts like he's, yeah.
One ice cream. One ice cream.
All right, come on. What's going on? King Kai, sort your bloody mic out.
Last guess before I have to leave. Let's go out with a bang.
I know. Beautiful. King Kai.
That's it.
Huh?
Okay, I'm mute.
Yeah, we can hear you now. What's your drum roll? What's your question?
Yeah, I just wanted to, you know, maybe a solution for something I heard 10 minutes ago about the mediation intercession type thing.
Wait, is he Muslim?
I think you're Muslim, aren't you?
Yes, I am Muslim. I just wanted to propose.
All that.
Yeah. I'll leave after that. I'm gonna leave after that. I ain't got nothing.
I have to give you salam alaikum.
Yeah.
Wa alaikum salam.
I have to be consistent. I can't just allow Muslims come on and not come on. I'm just brutal with all of you, and I apologize for it. But it's a non-Muslim stream. But that's connected to Islam and Dawah over Dunya. More than happy to entertain you, even you whingers.
I'm actually doing an Aqidah Q&A tomorrow evening.
Oh wait, sorry. Hold the phone. And Mohammed Yemeni.
I'm sorry, Yemeni. Who asked you? Who asked you?
An Aqidah class. So that will be interesting. All right, guys, let's call it a day. It's 2 hours and 53 minutes. Ramsey's going to go anyway. There's no more guests here. And the guests have been terrible. And I blame you, Ramsey. I blame you. You brought all these weirdos with you from TikTok and all these places. Every time someone come on. Oh, no, not him. Oh, yeah, I'm speaking to him. Oh, no, this guy.
Hold on. Wait a minute. Hold on, let me defend myself. I never speak to any of those individuals. I just know about them.
I swear it was like, right, you like a crossover of the Pied Piper of Hamelin, yeah, and the Little Billy Goat's Gruff.
I don't know what either of those are. I don't know.
Okay, so the Pied Piper was the one who went into the town and got all the rats to follow him, right? But you didn't get all the rats to follow you. You went to the bridge and you got all the trolls to follow you. So you've come here to the arena and you brought all the trolls with you.
I don't know, man. I mean, listen, it's even, you know how they say it's like even.
You knew 80% of these guys.
I know people, man. I'm resourceful. Listen, I know people, man. Listen, I don't talk to any of those. I know of those individuals. I know of individuals who debated those individuals. Hence why I don't talk to those individuals, because it's Exactly right. I know. It's a waste of time. It's a waste of time. I will say this. That
Who's
was
that stepping on
I
my
was
bridge?
shocked. I was seeing a pattern. It was honestly, it's a bit freaky. SubhanAllah, Allah knows best. You know,
That's
the
why I
thing
said.
is,
That's why I
though,
said.
you gotta understand.
That's why I said I blame you.
You gotta understand. I'm not that big on TikTok though. I'm much bigger on YouTube, alhamdulillah, than TikTok. I lost all 3 of my accounts previously.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. TikTok's proper baby.
No.
Honestly.
Oh, Hamza, wait, you go live on TikTok fairly often, right?
On well, no. The lives on my other channel. I went to airports and stuff. I do TikTok.
No, but because I've started going live on TikTok much more the last month, and the guests there, like the guests today, were bad. That's nothing. You should. I think you've been on TikTok live before. That's
Well,
nothing
I've been doing TikTok lives with the far right. They are funny, honestly. Whose country? We want our country back. Who from? You get me? I was proper digging into them. It was always such fun. It was such fun. But yeah, look, we can only deal with what's put in front of us. But at the end of the day, I'm not interested in. Oh, this is even going to sound worse now. I'm not really bothered in the egos and people. I'm more interested in arguments, and these arguments are so bad. But this is a demonstration as to the levels they have to go. This was terrible. I've never heard such bad argumentation. Even Rob's question. Well, no, Rob was even worse. No, they're all bad. They were all bad. But anyway, I want to thank you guys for coming. Let me kick you off one at a time. So, Ramsey, that would have done you when you were live next.
Should be.
Nobody cares. Sorry. Say again. Sorry. No, I'm joking. I swear down.
All the DOD. Listen. All the DOD soldiers unsubscribe right now. Otherwise, you're gonna lose half your following.
Allahu Akbar.
I
don't think so.
No,
anyway,
Hamza for inviting me. I appreciate it. I'm honored. May Allah bless you. And all the brothers as well. Funny, I actually knew Fawad was going to come on. It was Yemeni kind of spoiled it to me a few days ago. I've known the mystery.
Yeah, I wanted to surprise you guys. But...
Nah. I was like, hey Fawad, what's up? SubhanAllah. Now I'll see you guys. But inshallah, I will be live on Sunday. Inshallah, probably fairly early. It'll probably actually be around 11 or 12 Eastern Standard Time. Inshallah. So. What do you call it? I'll be a bit early, inshallah. But barakallah fikum, I go live on Sundays usually. And also, fun fact, I started a segment where I was actually sort of inspired by you, Hamza, from a few years ago. I'm doing a segment where I'm reading the clear Quran. Alhamdulillah.
Oh, mashallah.
Alhamdulillah. Right?
I did this. Not this Ramadan. Was it last Ramadan?
I don't remember.
I read the whole thing. Mashallah.
Yeah. That was a good idea.
It's always a pleasure to have you, man. I love your crisp nature. You take care, inshallah. Salam alaikum. Take care. Where's salam? And brother Yemeni. Alhamdulillah, jazakallah khair. It's always a pleasure to have you. Yeah, and you didn't threaten anyone, which is good. Yeah, you didn't threaten to hurt anyone.
Not on this stream.
Yeah. Did you see the videos they made about that?
Huh?
Have you seen the videos they've made about you?
I'm not interested. Not interested in what they say.
Anyway, you got Aqidah. Was it Aqidah? What going on?
I have an Aqidah Q&A tomorrow to test the Muslims, at least my audience, on what we've gone through before in terms of our Aqidah sessions during Ramadan, see if they still remember it, and clarify some matters to them, inshallah, pertaining to our Aqidah. But like I said, me and Fawad, we're going to start on the 3rd of September, inshallah. We're going to start dissecting. We're going to have an introductory stream, but we're going to start dissecting the Old Testament from top to bottom.
Wow, that would be interesting.
And we're going to go through the textual traditions. We're going to go through the history, the Near East traditions, the manuscripts, the theology, comparing it to Christian interpretations, comparing it to the Quran where it's applicable, going into the lexicons and
Bro, that's gonna be a monster.
It's gonna be an absolute monster. And me personally, I'm gonna be starting streams in October, inshallah, where I'm gonna go through the entire Quran in the same fashion. So from Surah Al-Fatiha to Surah Al-Nas. So for those Christians and non-Muslims that always like to say, oh, you always go to the Bible, you never talk about the Quran, that's exactly what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go through Surah Al-Fatiha, manuscripts, the textual tradition, the recitation, the tafsir of it, the scholarly works, all of that, from Surah Al-Fatiha to Surah Al-Nas. And we're going to break it down. It's not going to be 114 episodes. No, we're going to go through Surah Al-Fatiha, then a chunk of Surah Al-Baqarah, then the next one, depending on the theme.
That's gonna take you like 5 years.
I'll go for it. It's going to be beneficial for the
I'm
Muslims.
not joking. That's not joking. That's a 5-year course.
No, I know. And that's what I'm dedicating myself to. That's what I'm dedicating.
Allah, Allah reward you for that, bro.
So inshallah, and of course, as always, don't forget Refuting Arab. You've got to plug that. RefutingArab.com. It's what do you call it? Because right now we've got a women's selection which is on sale at the moment on the website. You're gonna love it. We've had a lot of orders come in recently. It's picking up. People
you need
from
to do one of those TikTok videos, man, and do a TikTok live.
Yeah, we'll do a TikTok. I just don't have the following at the moment. I need to have more following on my TikTok.
Inshallah.
So follow me on TikTok, and then we'll do more TikTok lives, inshallah. So yeah, tune in tomorrow. I think it's 8. Well, I'm gonna set it up, but I think we're gonna do it for 8 o'clock, inshallah. When are you streaming forward? So I don't clash with you.
It's usually after yours, so we wait until you actually finish yours because our target audience is mostly like North and South America anyway, so wouldn't be a problem, inshallah.
No worries. Well, we'll do the stream at 8 p.m. UK time, GMT. So yeah, tune in on that and advertise, dissecting the Old Testament. We want Jews, we want Christians, we want the intellectuals from among them, because this is going to be a deep academic and objective dissection of the Old Testament from top to bottom. Inshallah.
Wow. Okay, my brother. You take care. Assalamu alaikum. Thanks for coming. And finally, Fawad, mashallah, how did you find your first arena?
Good, man. Jazakallah khair for the invite. It was fun. I was hoping the quality of the guests would be better so we could just have a back and forth. But it was fun. I had fun.
No, it was good for me to see how you operate and how your demeanor is and your knowledge base is. And mashallah, definitely have you again, mashallah.
Inshallah.
I don't think there's a channel quite like mine or the way I deal with these people. Seriously.
It's great, man. Like, I mean, Jazakallah khair, like, barakallah feek for all the work that you guys have been putting in. I mean, all of us, Ramzi, myself,
yeah,
the
mashallah.
other brothers with me, like we basically started dawah watching all of you brothers, So,
mashallah.
inshallah,
Alhamdulillah. And you're doing a fantastic job, and you're covering things that we're not even covering. So I believe you're going live now, isn't it? After
yes,
this
in about like half an hour or something, inshallah.
Okay, so there's the link. I think Iram has put it in the chat. So everyone go across and subscribe, inshallah. And then you can he can have the guest all to himself.
Yeah.
Because it's what happens, you see. You start tasting it, and then you want to have your own thing, and you want, like you say, you want to deal with the people yourself. But it was nice having you here, mashallah.
Yeah.
I really appreciate you coming. All right, my brother.
I take care.
All right, take care. Wa alaikum assalam. And that was that. That was us. You people asked for Fawad, mashallah, from Dots Connected to Islam, and I listened. And here we are. Hamza's Den, V-Wipe Live. Am I going to go live on the V-Wipe? Shall I? Are you actually playing though, Inyan? Me and Abu Tia have got a castle. Yeah, I enjoyed it, even though the guest was so bad. I would say tonight's arena was entertaining rather than educating. See, sometimes with arena you'll get an education. Sometimes you'll just get entertained, and this was more a entertainment than an education, I would say. To be honest with you, there's not much really that you're gonna take away from that. I think your castle. Your castle set, you're level 27. I have to come then. I have to come. Yeah, I'm just gonna go pray in that, use toilet and stuff, and then I'll go live. Should go live on my gaming channel, see if it's still dead. That's what I say. Today was more about entertainment. I tried to mix it. I tried to have a bit of laugh, but at the same time, some education as well, something we can take away. But the guests. So bad. How are the guests getting worse? I mean, when you think the guests are bad, Robin, Rob, Frank, and then it goes like Sam, flipping Riley, whoever. Hamza, don't block me. I have to say it was beautiful. Oh, that started to irritate me. Everything. Yeah, beautiful. Yeah, beautiful. Like you insult them. Yeah, beautiful. You're like, what? How does it feel to be top of the league? We are top of the league. We are top of the league. Hey, let's have it. Oh, so's like, we see you in 2 weeks' time, innit? Right. So we'll call it. We'll call it now. We'll go live on the gaming channel for a bit of V-Rising. Why not? I'm going to play V-Rise until Fajr, do a bit of grinding, and take it from there. Okay, I'm going to go. I shall see you guys again. If you're not interested in gaming, you're not going to see my. I'll put the. This is the gaming channel. If you're not interested in gaming, don't worry about it. I'll be live on Sunday with the Sunday Chill. Just want to thank Iram. You did a sterling job modding today. Tachikoma, I don't know if you're still here, but Jazakallah khair for popping in and just saying hello. And I think Laith was here as well, isn't it? MashaAllah. Didn't see Octavia. Anyway, just want to thank everybody for being part of the channel, watching what we do, being part of the comment section. Hey, there's Tachikoma. Commenting, getting involved, dealing with questions in the chat, which is really cool. And that's that. So I'm going to bid you all a fond farewell, and I shall see you for gaming live on the gaming channel in, let's say, hey, there's Laith, mashallah. Let's say in 15 minutes. All right. Until then, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Here comes the lion.